2, 1. Hey, folks. Here we are, July 5th.
Yeah, 5th.
It's a good date.
Friday, July 2019. Good God, time flies by. This is episode 59. Welcome to Bouncing Brains. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G.
Joining us on the podcast today, we're finally having guests back again because we got, tired of talking to each other. Freddie, he's not the prettiest motherfucker to look at. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. He's looking at a mirror most of the time.
To my right over here, we have Jacob Yarbrough.
What's up, everybody?
Hilarious motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sitting next to Freddy over there, Eduardo Guizar.
It's good to meet you guys.
Right on.
Yeah.
We're filming in your fine, lovely home.
That is true also.
It
I think
is.
it's happening.
Y'all motherfuckers are not present, but this is a very lovely home. It's one of those homes where, like, if you were to come in here, you don't feel good enough to be in here. But then he tells you that there is a scorpion somewhere.
Oh, yeah. For reals.
Yeah,
And then it's like, okay, I'm back in the hood.
It's like the
somehow.
size of a dime.
Well, what I love
No,
about
like
it
a nickel.
is like
Wait, what's the size of a nickel?
The scorpion. No, it was like a.
That's not a
I
fucking
don't know how
nickel.
big scorpions are.
What
okay?
nickel are you fucking that a nickel's this big?
it's one of those Indian
I've used
nickels,
I've used the credit card for so long. I don't know what little coins look like anymore, man. I was a kid when I used nickels.
I like how homey it feels until you realize that there's a kitchen table in like the master bedroom.
Word.
Like that's literally.
I wasn't going to tell him where in the home we were,
No,
just
it's-
that we were in a home.
Yeah.
Well, just to let you know, this is a kitchen table in the master
Then
bedroom.
why am I
bedroom.
sitting on the shitter?
Oh,
It's
man,
an odd-
That's
it's an
not
odd
the
place.
shitter, so I don't know why you took a shit there. Like
It's cool.
There are no small children here. Why do you have a training potty? No,
Just
yeah, right.
sometimes I don't want to make an effort.
It's the best.
when gaming goes too far.
When gaming goes too far, yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
So just real quick for the people that don't know, you don't have to give us a big ass explanation, but just real quick, like I said, for people that don't know, you want to tell real quick what you do. Well, not you. You've
What?
done this many times. You, sir, since it's your first time here.
Well, I do
what do you-
stand-up comedy.
I was gonna say, other than talking shit, what else do you do with
What?
a microphone?
What else do you do?
Yeah, that's
I'm-
always
I'm-
a good question. My dad
What is that,
asked,
Jake?
my dad asked me this question just like today as I told him I lost my job. He's like, "What do you do, son? What do you do?" And it's like, you know what? I do stand-up comedy, Dad. That's what I do. And I could feel the look of disappointment coming through the phone.
It happens.
Like there was an audible look.
That moment you realized they thought it was just a phase.
Yeah, it's like I'm 30 years old, Dad. I've been doing this longer than I've had any other job. Like
That's because they can't fire you from this.
that's
Well-
a good point. Like this is the only job because you can't get fired.
They could try.
Yeah, it's
I
the
think
only
they
job
have.
that you have to quit, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm not a quitter.
Other than being like a mom, right, or dad.
You can quit, but then you have to flee the authorities.
Yeah.
No,
well.
you can. There's always adoption.
Very true. Oh, you're such a humanitarian.
Yeah.
I went right to child sacrifice.
Yeah, you're like, we're gonna have to murder this kid now, and I'm just like, well, you could just give it up to
Yeah.
adoption. I mean, like, adoption services are horrible, but still, nonetheless, there's an option.
Oh, man.
There's always an option.
Yeah.
For the most part,
Yeah.
unless you go to prison. But
Like we talked about before, man. Fucking as soon as everybody was like, we're horrible as a state on taking care of small children, and everybody in the adoption agency and CPS went, yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah.
housing small children, we could fuck that up.
Oh, God.
And, what
There's
do you-
that whole-
What do I
Too
do?
spicy? Like, it feels very heated.
Other than being a professional gamer,
Oh man.
and from Sean's exact words, a natural badass. That's what he
I mean, he has a dope-ass car.
Yeah, I guess I got a dope ass car.
Where's
That-
the car?
I guess it's downstairs in the garage.
Man, one
No.
time it was raining
Oh,
so
what is it?
bad.
Oh no, dude. Okay, so the car is really fucking tiny. It's real stupid.
It's like one of those ones that's like an inch off the
It's
ground.
a Miata. I drive a Miata, man.
Nice.
And it is a tiny car. It is a
No,
tiny
I
car.
know Miata.
And these streets are not built for tiny cars
Definitely
because,
not.
like, the second rain begins, I'm already hydroplaning, like the fucking start of it. And
It's
then,
like a boat.
and then at some point, you're just Mario Karting on the way home. You're not even fucking driving.
You ever been to Mexico?
Yeah,
All right. Oh shit! I was about to say don't go to Mexico.
yeah. Well,
You will come back without a suspension.
yeah. No, I didn't drive that in Mexico. No fucking way.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's
I've been to
kinda
Mexico.
He's like, I'll go to Mexico, but not in my car.
Yeah.
So you did
Oh yeah. So I went to school for film and English, so I do nothing. It's basically what that is. I've
You're
written.
trained for this.
Yeah, I've been training to do nothing my whole life, and I've accomplished it beautifully. I went to college for way too long. I went to college for 12 years. That's not how long somebody goes to college.
Well, I mean,
Unless
they
they're good
do,
doctors.
but they're normally doctors.
Yeah. No, I pulled off Van Wilder. Like I did the whole thing, but I did it like gamer mode, and it's
Meaning
not,
he got 0 sex.
I had 0 sex, but I had a whole lot of computers. So like,
So like fucking a computer is
no.
Yeah, a lot of porn. That's what it
Yeah,
means.
so-
A lot of lonely nights. A lot of lotion.
So what do you do?
I
Good transition.
awesome transition. I'm for the ones that don't know. I try to be funny for the most part.
Yeah.
I do stand-up comedy. Jake here to my left has been a witness to that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
I don't know. They were having like these pictures that I was just drinking rum and cokes out of while we were
Yeah.
there. That was
that is true. That I still
picture?
got that picture that you took with me.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It at the beginning, I had just met you. You were holding me in a very uncomfortable position. I don't know if that was a phone or a dick. I was like, did I just get raped or raped? I mean, what just So
Well, I usually attach my phone to my dick.
Yeah.
And
I got ringed and raped.
yeah, at the same time, man.
Yeah.
Didn't even know.
But then again, I didn't feel too bad because that was the last time I've never been touched in a long time. So, so it was all right. It
It's
turned
all
out well.
You got to appreciate those that try.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to appreciate the little things. That's
Yeah,
you know.
I definitely did.
Yeah. So
You're never offended if somebody offers a blowjob. It's just if they're insistent upon it.
yeah. So like I don't know, man.
Everyone had to check their fucking mental real. It was like, has it ever happened?
Is that? I don't know. Anyways, so I lost my job today, guys.
And you want to tell the world what you did? Not what you did.
I mean,
not what you did to
Why
lose
you got
it, but
fired.
to why you not why you got fired, but what
That's
you
still in
did.
deliberation.
Oh,
I
I just
understand, right?
I'll tell them this much. I used to tech support at a call center
All right.
for like phones and shit, where people would call in and just be like, "Hey, I need help with my phone,"
And my shit don't work.
and
Fix
I'd
it.
be like, "Okay, cool." So instead of googling it, you called me. That's called job security.
Mhm.
Thank you. You know,
It's just a little too complicated.
I was just dealing with something that like I couldn't figure out, and it was one of those like son of a bitch moments. You know, like it was-
Literally.
yeah, exactly. Because I actually accidentally sided. Was like son of a bitch, and all she heard was bitch. You know, so it kind of like
And I'm curious, like when she heard, because people that don't know, before I tried to be funny, I dedicated 10 horrible years of my life to customer service telemarketing, so I know where he's coming from. So I'm just curious, when you said that, like, what exactly did she respond?
well, see, that was the thing, was I was already in the process of getting someone else on the phone to hand her off to them to see if
Fuck.
they could figure it out.
Mhm.
And when I came back, I was like, "Yep, I got you. Like this other person who's like higher up, they'll be able to try to figure out this issue for you." And she was like, "Thanks. By the way, you shouldn't call someone a bitch until they're off the line." And I was just like, "Oh, fuck." You know, like it was like one of those oh shit moments, because I didn't realize I said bitch at all, like let alone son of a bitch. It was like one of those things that like I sighed and just said it accidentally without thinking. So then next thing you know, there I am, you know, caught like face to face with something that I accidentally said. And I was just like, well, here's the person that you can also complain to about that, and got off the line.
Let me tell you how to take my job.
Yeah, no, exactly. I still helped her. I helped her take my own job.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, I deep down at heart, I'm still a customer service representative.
Professional to the end.
Professional to the end. I mean, other than the whole son of a bitch part, like
Yeah.
that was accidental.
No, I do feel that at times because of the way the call centers work, you should be fucking allowed to son of a bitch and way more than that. Cause fuck that, bro. When you got to do that shit for 8-10 hours of fucking day.
Yeah.
It's like when like people when you're 40 years old and you work the McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah.
First of all, you should be drug tested if you're working at McDonald's, and second of all, if you're 40 years old and you work the drive-thru at McDonald's, you should be allowed to be just tie off somewhere and just fuck this. You'll get your Happy Meal sometime, motherfucker. Just hold on.
I need a second. By a second, I mean a day or two. Like,
Wake me up when November ends. I was just picturing that scene. Was it Idiocracy? It was like, look, bro, your shit's fucked up.
that's like
Such a
I
good
should have
film.
been like that when I went in today. Because like, here's the thing: is like that incident happened, and I already told like my manager pretty much like, yo, expect this shit to go down. You know, because she was just like, I got you ass. You know, like that's how the lady seemed when she was like, yeah, you should say bitch until they're off the line.
I don't think she understands blackmail. Either that or she's just spiteful.
So
That was
yeah, no,
spiteful.
she apparently is spiteful as fuck.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, right, I had 2 days off after this incident. So it was one of those things where it's like, well, I'm not gonna know until Friday if I still have a job. And y'all hit me up about doing the podcast. I was like, I don't know, man. I gotta work till 8:15, and then like 11:30, I'm just like, well, I lost my job, so I could do the podcast.
I like how you flip to the positive side real quick. You know?
Silver lining, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I hit up a couple people. I was like, well, I got some availabilities on my calendar now. You know,
I got plenty. Looks like for the rest of the year.
yeah,
motherfucker.
like it's all open. What do you got for me? What do you-
Lunchtime at a Chuck E. Cheese. I'll do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Serious question, because I've seen some people do it and pull it off rather successfully. John Polar Bear. That's why I asked you. I kind of asked you this question off camera. Like, do you feel that at this point in your career, if you were to take that route to dedicate yourself to full-time comedy, would you be able to maybe pull it off? Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you don't have to go into detail, but I'm pretty sure that at many points throughout your career at this point, you've been paid before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think you'd be able to pull it off if you were to do it? I mean, I know you're by far not going to be living a lavish lifestyle. I'm not saying that. But would you be able to pull it off to eat and pay your bills? You don't have kids, do you?
No, I don't have kids.
Or-
And see, that's the thing too. It's like I also have the plus side of like being a disabled vet, so I'm getting like some money coming in
Well,
from.
I
the
believe
VA.
that you're a vet, but a disabled motherfucker, you look perfectly fine.
He's broken on the inside.
Yeah,
You gotta get to know him.
Yeah, dude, it's like because people are like, man, why can't you keep a job and shit? Like, it's like, I don't know, man. You tell me. I keep getting fired for accidentally saying some shit off the wall that is just like, you can't be saying that shit. And it's like, what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
My grandfather used to tell me that all the time. Like, he was like, dude, you can't walk around treating every person like shit. Like, that's just not the way that shit works. Now, given I was 10 years old when he was telling me this,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand. Like, that was my reaction to other people treating me like shit. I was like, well, they're making fun of me. Why can't I do it? I mean, why does that make them better? But apparently it doesn't work that way.
Well, even at 10, you'd have never made it in a coal mine.
Definitely wouldn't know. That for other reasons, but yeah, that too, maybe.
And like the whole thing too is just like, you know, fucking. I'm putting all this effort into like the comedy and stuff, and like I could actually do it to where I could make money, but the main thing is I need to have some sort of starting funds
Capital.
to get it going, and that's the main thing.
Is it a large amount that you feel you need?
It's not even that much. It's just like a couple $100, and you to just start, and then you can build up off of that.
So if you were to be sponsored per se,
Mhm.
you think you would be able to, like, if somebody were to come to you and be like, hey man, you're funny and shit, like, I'm gonna put these 500 here,
Yeah.
and you take off with it. Don't take off with my money, but just
Yeah.
take off with your comedy. Think you'd be able to do it?
with the merch and stuff, because that's really where a lot of money goes to, is like where you can make money back is like quickly is merch. And then you just do the shows, and you just get booked for the shows, and you sell the merch, and you can make a lot of money just doing that. That's one thing that I've learned throughout this is just like, if you can have merch that people want to buy, like you don't want to have like a bunch of shirts or anything. You like have one, maybe two designs, and then have some stickers that you just give out pretty much almost for free.
Yeah.
And some buttons as well that you can give out for free with just like a simple logo or something. And you just be like, yeah, just pay me whatever, for that. And then the shirts you have like where you just can do $10-15. You'll still make money off of that. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people, the average right now is $15. I've seen some people sell their shirts for like $20.
Yeah. I've seen 25. I'm not going to name, and he sells them. So.
Yeah. No.
Wait.
Exactly.
Who's pulling off 25?
Well, I mean,
He's like, I'm not gonna name him. And he's like, who's pulling off 25? Like,
you don't have to directly name them, but
name the bourgeoisie.
But I mean, like you're saying, you can sell merch and shit, but I learned real quick there's shit that you can't sell. As part of my merch and part of my personality.
Yeah.
I tried to sell handicap parking space stickers, and I found out real quick that that's frowned upon by local authorities. But you know what I'm saying, they didn't want to respect my hustle.
Yeah, like because like you gotta find at least like one like merch thing that you sell that is just gonna be like it's like your gimmick merch kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Alex Kool-Aid Ansel sells the whoopee cushions. Fucking that right there. Whenever he got that idea, there were so many comics who was like, "This fucking son of a bitch," like because it was just like, "This is fucking genius."
Yeah.
Like, why didn't anyone else think of that? And like Kool-Aid even made a whole thing about where it's like, for ladies, so if you want to sit on my face, I'll sit on a whoopee cushion. Like it's dumb, stupid, but it gets a quick laugh and makes people be like, I'm gonna buy that whoopee cushion, and they're just gonna put it up somewhere. It's not even gonna be used most of the time.
You don't even know. I guarantee you, there's at least 3 motherfuckers that sit on that shit.
Yeah.
How can you buy one and not use it?
Yeah, I agree with.
I mean, I think you might blow it up, put it up over there somewhere, and then like every once in a while, someone's gonna grab it and go.
Every couch.
I'm even saying that I might grab it every now and then. Just it works.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, like this wasn't a waste of money.
Just leave it full air, and every once in a while, just.
But like, and that's the whole thing is like you look at it a lot of times. You can find these places that will like do like prints on things for like it's not even.
How much?
It's not even that expensive. The stickers, it depends on who you go through for printing, really. Like, because it varies a lot of times. Because like I've seen people who try to print shirts off for $8. I've seen people try to print them off for $5. And it depends on material, the printing that you want, and everything. Because like I think for the shirts that I want to get done, like the quality and everything, that I think it's gonna be like $8 a shirt. But then I'll be making $7 a shirt. So then
that's a good return.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's almost like doubling my money. And then and that's just selling them at 15. Let's say I want to sell them for 20.
And you can, depending on literally where you sell it. And I'm not just talking about the venue.
Yeah.
Like the city, the area, or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure here in San Antonio, Houston, Corpus, they'll fly.
Yeah.
But the problem that we have is I love the Valley. I really do. I love it to death. But motherfuckers, we support you. Hey man, you want to get this $5 for it? Hey man, I ain't got it. But see, if you let me hold it for a second, I'll advertise it for you.
Well, okay. One caveat: I have noticed the people that do buy merch, they buy merch. Like it's not like it's like
they don't just buy one thing.
Well, yeah.
They buy like a shit ton of things.
DJ Tech, man, that used to run our DJ over at Club Avenue.
Yeah.
Debunked now, but it was a good club while it lasted. Thanks for the love and the memories. Some of them not so bright.
It's a Fall Out Boy song.
Huh?
you morphed into a Fall Out Boy song.
Sometimes, man. My point being,
sometimes it just gets me right to my very soul.
We showed up to do an open mic one night, and he was wearing oh shit, it escapes me, man. Fucking dude from Dallas, Jesus. He's got a nickname. Midnight.
Oh. I think I was at that show, wasn't I?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But he had come down with Chingo Bling, and like nobody,
Yeah.
like I was like, oh dude, I know the dude made that shirt, and he was like, I don't even know whose shirt this is. I was just at the Chingo Bling show, and
Yeah.
I was disappointed in the show, but I bought the T-shirt because I liked it. And it was like, merch sells itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good design.
Yeah, as long as like Jake was saying, it doesn't really matter sometimes on like what the thing is, as long as the design is like really dope. Like they'll buy it. Like I've seen people that have never drank coffee a day in their life, and they'll buy a mug just because whatever the slogan or the design was like
Yeah.
the shit.
Like they're like, ha, that made me laugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, or oh, that's a nifty little design there.
Dude,
Yeah.
we were, not to give anything out over the airwaves, but we were talking about that one little item the other day, and it, like, I said it as a goof, man, and like, kind of like workshop the whole fucking thing
Oh,
to the
yeah,
point where it's
yeah.
like, oh shit, we should actually look to see how much that's going to cost,
Yeah,
man.
we,
Like,
we can't say that on air because we in Texas,
but the idea being like the whoopee cushion, man, it's like find the odd thing out that like,
Yeah.
that might even be useful. I mean, hey man, whoopee cushion might be useful at some point in your life.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and not only that, but like I've seen people who get
I see
like
doubt in your eyes.
No, I'm just thinking of times I could use it.
you could get like koozies printed a lot of times for like $1.50, $2, and you can sell those for $5.
Okay, real talk. Who uses koozies, though? Or when's the last time you saw somebody using a koozie?
I fucking collect koozies, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, but you're like a coin collector in that aspect.
Yeah, like
You're like,
I
wow, I'm
love
just gonna put my
koozies.
face on a coin, hand
well,
it out.
I'm not a collector, but I mean I've used them before, and honestly, the last time I bought one was at Spencer's.
Yeah,
It was a Super Mario koozie.
oh, that's badass.
That was the whole, like it was the koozie, right, and it was the body, and then like the thing came
Yeah.
over, and it was a hit, and I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty
I just koozies are more like it's like a thing that you get because you want to have company over and stuff, and you're like, you know what? Let's make sure your beer is still cold,
There are certain
but your
markets-
hand is still not.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's certain markets in
I
which
like
the
that,
koozie
like
still
your way of
sells
thinking.
hard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just how I was raised out in just the country and everything. It was just like, all right, son, you put a koozie there on that soda because we have a shit ton of koozies around here. Like we would buy them. They have like nifty little slogans and shit and everything. Like literally, I've seen koozies that I have shirts of pretty much where it's just like I have that same slogan on a T-shirt. Like it's like
And at the end of the day, like you were saying, man, as long as it sells.
yeah.
And I'm not the one. I was gonna say I'm not the one to talk shit, but yeah, but that's not the point. Point is, like at the end of the day, what really matters is as long as they go to the show and they buy it.
Yeah.
As long as that transaction is complete, they give you that money. I don't give a fuck what you do with what you bought
Yeah.
when you leave. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it'd be cool if you do say, hey, man, I got this shit. I got it from him.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. I mean, it's
Yeah.
awesome. But if you don't,
Well, not only that, but with merch too, like you can change like $100 to a $200 gig to like a $500-$600 gig.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the night,
Yeah.
depending on how much merch you sell and everything.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because then it's just like boom, you just made
Um,
money, and then it's just like you could take a small amount of that money again, buy your merch again, and then the cycle just continues.
Exactly.
And then you just keep getting more money into it.
When you
Um,
start seeing that in the way festivals are being set up, where it's like now you're paying them to show up and like fucking like basically get a spot where you can sell merch.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you try to do. And like, not only that, but I do it a lot of times where I try to go into festivals for like networking, meeting people, getting connections out of state, in state, whatever. Like I'm doing the Big Little Comedy Festival here. It's the week of I'm doing the 19th and the 20th.
Is that the one you
So-
told me?
No,
That is-
no.
No?
We were talking about Moon Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Did
talking
you
about-
say that was in San Antonio?
No, it's in
that's
Austin.
in Austin.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Yeah, no, this one, well, I'm pulling up my calendar real quick so I can look at the week, actually. Because it's going to be the 17th to the 20th.
Mm.
So I'm doing the 19th and the 20th. I got 2 slots there.
So you're doing 2 days
Yeah.
for a festival?
What's the venue?
Nice.
It's Bear Stage. I'm doing the 8 o'clock show I'm hosting for the Friday, which is that's July 19th. And then July 20th, I'll be featuring for the stand-up comedy evening show. So
Okay.
So
Yeah.
not ridiculous to think that you might actually sell like a couple dozen shirts and
Yeah.
fucking,
I could probably sell some.
there'd be a
shirts
lot
like
of people
that.
there.
Yeah. First things first, I need
And,
to get the shirts.
Like from what I understand, like
That's why you gotta start pawning shit.
Yeah.
I haven't been to many festivals, but like when you do perform at a festival, my understanding was that you're at least gonna be in front of 200, 300 people, 100, 150. Is that am I anywhere close?
Like most of the time you do get that with festivals. Like this one that I'm doing, it's this is our second year. There was about 150 at the last festival.
These are mostly single stage.
Yeah, single stage. And then let's see. I know this year they're trying to get more people out there. We'll see how that goes though. Like,
Is it too late to okay?
yeah, it's too late. They do it at they're taking all the entries and stuff at the beginning of the year. That's what they're saying. So like I've worked with Bear Stage before on a couple of shows and stuff. So it was kind of just like, and I did the first festival the year before.
Oh, okay.
So it's
So
kind
yeah,
of
they basically knew who they were.
yeah. When it came with me, it was just like they're like, oh no, we really like this guy already and stuff. But I still went through and did the whole like you know sign up and everything where I sent in a video and all that.
I actually something one of my biggest to date career regrets happened recently. In 2017, I back home I won the funnies in the RGB, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
So
remember that.
I had just come off that win or whatever, and so what happened was, long story short, somebody told somebody that was working. I'm not sure, but they were working for somebody, or they were directly organizing the La Flor Festival in Corpus.
Yeah.
Not this year that passed, the previous year, right?
Mhm.
And they hit me up and they were like, "Hey man, I heard that you just won this and this and that and the other. Somebody showed me your video. I was wondering if you'd be interested in performing, you know." And I was like, "Oh shit!" To be honest with you, at the beginning, I didn't even think it was legit. I was like, are you for real? Like, he's like, "Yeah, man. Just need you to send me. I'm gonna send you something. You need to fill it out. Send it back to me. Send me a headshot and send me your credentials and shit like that, and we'll get this shit going." And so what happened with that was that my stupid ass, because I was having trouble with vehicle situation. I didn't have a reliable vehicle, and my money was a little short, so I wasn't able to make that date. Now, when I found out just how big and good that festival turned out that year, I still kicked myself in the ass
Oh
today.
yeah.
I tried to submit to get in this past year, and I didn't get shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like you gotta look at that stuff too a lot of times, is that, you gotta take every chance in this type of industry. You have to.
yeah.
Because like that's one of the things is like I knew I was gonna lose this job eventually. I just didn't know it was going to be over me saying "son of a bitch." I thought it was going to be because
we
they
kinda
were
did
going to
too.
be. I figured it was.
I never thought I would say this, but I love the pessimism. I knew I was gonna lose this motherfucker anyway.
Yeah. I was going to lose it eventually, but I figured it was going to be them being like, "Hey, so you asked to have these days off to do some shows," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then being like, "Well, we can't give you those days," and it's like, "All right, so I'm still going to go do those shows."
You were ready to defend your principle.
Like, no, exactly. Like when I was getting hired, it was one of the things I told him. I was like, so I got this whole comedy thing, and like the dude who was hiring me has gone to one of my shows before, and he was like, "Yeah, no," and I was like, "So I just gotta let y'all know that I need y'all to make time for me and my comedy, because if y'all don't, y'all try to force me to choose between you and comedy, this doesn't pay my bills. My bills are already paid with my money that comes in from the VA."
You told him that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Good bargaining
Yeah.
chip.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, so like that's why whenever they were telling me like, yeah, like we'll try to fight for you to keep your job, but like we have a zero tolerance. That's why I was already like, yeah, I've already lost this job.
Yeah, man.
Like it's because at the same time it's like, because of how I came in the door, saying like, "Hey, motherfuckers, if you try to make me choose between comedy, fuck you," you know, like,
yeah, pretty much.
and then they're like, "Oh, really? So you said something on the phone?"
You know who I picture you as, man? Now that you're telling me all this shit, I really no bullshit picture you as. You seen that movie Half Baked, right?
Yeah.
When he walks in the store and he's like, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah, no, exactly. I totally would do that. So I wanted to do that, but I didn't know enough people there at work still. Like, I only was there for like 2 months. So, like, it was one of those things, you know? It was
I
like,
don't know any of you well enough to hate you.
yeah, like most of y'all have not tried to talk to me except for you fat bitch, you know, like that. And then that would just be like, everyone's like, why are you hating on the fat lady? Like, is it because she's fat? And I'm gonna be like, no, because she talked to me. They're like, yeah, but you said fat. And then I'm gonna be like, you're getting caught up on semantics. It's because she talks too much. And they're just like, Jake, that's our job. And I was like, that's your job, not mine anymore.
I could have said the lady in the green blouse, but she has one too. I don't want to get
Yeah, I don't want people getting confused, you know, like.
Just narrow it down. Just
See, and that's something that I'm actually I cannot disclose on camera where I work.
Yeah.
But that's something I work an 8 to 5 job.
Yeah.
But that's something that I found out that I'm very grateful and thankful for. Like everybody in that building literally really supports my comedy.
Yeah.
Like they're behind it fully. So I'm actually very glad that, like, every time that I have a show, well, thank God that it's been mostly on weekends and I'm off weekends, right?
Yeah.
But there has been, like, that. Remember that time we were in Laredo?
Yeah.
That was a Thursday.
Yeah.
So I let them know. I was like, hey, man, I need this Thursday off. I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
And they were like, why not? Like, you have a family emergency. And I told them, no, I got a show in Laredo and I got to be there. And then they were like, oh, that's cool. I mean, you got the hours? Yeah, I got the hours. Just submit it, man. Just submit it right through and we'll approve it. And now then I hear stories like you, like yours, and I was like, God. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, I'm so fucking happy I don't work at a call center anymore. Fuck those places, man.
Yeah, dude, because they don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, dude. They don't give a fuck if you got a family, a fucking life.
It's like that with that in warehouses. They're the same now.
You go, your mom died. I'm sorry, but can you still make it in though? Like, you still coming in? It's like,
yeah. Hey man, so we'll give you like 3 hours. Is that cool for all your whole family's like stop time? You know,
I can't believe that's real.
Yeah, that's a real thing. I've seen people be like that where it's like, can you still make it into work though?
Oh, man.
And you'd be like, motherfucker, my grandfather just died. Fuck you. And you just hang up, and then they're like, all right, I don't think he's coming in today. You know, like shit, man.
It's funny that you say that. Because at another call center, again, I can't disclose the name or the name of the person. We know the person, actually. This dude got fired, and I gotta admit it. He should have been fired. He didn't get wrongfully fired. I just thought it was funny. He got fired because, well, shit, I can't really say it without giving it away. Fuck it. He used to work for like as a fucking dispatcher, right?
Okay.
For 911. So he got this like frantic call from a lady that was yelling, and she was like, "Hey, you need to send an emergency crew over here. It's my husband. He's on the floor. He's bleeding. He's about to go out or whatever. Get somebody over here fast." So he started going through the protocols. There's protocols that you have to follow too.
Yeah.
To, even as stupid as they may sound, you have to do do it. Like, man, well, don't panic. Is he breathing or whatever? So he was going through all this shit, and shit escalated. So she started going off on him. She was like, "You stupid motherfucker, just fucking get an ambulance over here and shit." And then this dude said, "Ma'am, I understand your situation, but you yelling at me is not gonna bring him back to life."
Oh.
Yeah. So they let the motherfucker go, and even he's my friend,
Yeah.
And even I told him, I was like, bro, what the fuck were you thinking when you said that?
No, exactly. It wasn't like me where I was like, son of a bitch. Like that's all I did.
It's just like that, just times 100.
Yeah, like it was just like, bitch, he did. Like look at his cold stone eyes. Like he did.
Now I told you that story with the intention of making you feel better. Do you feel better?
Oh yeah, it's so fucking
story.
great,
That's a good
man. I'm like, man, at least I didn't have to deal with anybody like dying on me. I'd be like,
It's harsh.
Yeah, man.
like the
That's-
only
This could have
thing.
been so
But
much
that-
worse.
No, but that's what the lady acted like. She acted like she had been.
It was just like she just couldn't get into her phone. It was just like,
Yeah.
Well,
the
see,
worst thing
again,
ever.
I
But that-
contend the
that's-
smart move would have been
Yeah.
like, so, bitch, you said. Now, what about this problem I have? I mean, just you got to know where leverage points and know how to deal with it. It's a
Who
game.
knows?
It's all
Who
yeah.
knows how to
yeah,
solve this
you
problem?
know,
I
like-
do.
yeah, like it seems like the ball is in my court, lady. You know, like,
Do you want to get in your phone?
you know, like it seems I have all your information. You know, like something like that. But like no, because then all of a sudden they'd be like,
No,
Jake,
no,
privacy.
I could see how that might escalate.
So since you've now kind of sort of technically lost your job, do you plan on getting another job? Because you still didn't answer my question, just so you know.
Oh,
It's the same question
How
as Dad
about-
had.
I mean, like I might get another job just to try to get a little bit more startup capital real quick.
Have you thought about a sponsor?
Like how would you get a sponsor as a comedian though? Like
It's you know, when I first started this,
yeah.
I used to think that way
Yeah.
until a friend told me, you heard of boxers
Yeah.
and how they get sponsorship. And my rebuttal to that was, yeah, but these motherfuckers knock people out for a living. Is you know,
Yeah.
and it was like, dude, it's the same way. Like if you can make, he basically said, if you can make people laugh hard enough,
Yeah.
people will, want to go behind you. And I'm going to let you in. Again, I can't give you details because I was told
Yeah.
not to give details, but I'll let you in a little secret. I kind of, sort of, indirectly have a sponsor.
Oh, nice.
This sponsor, now I've got to be honest, this sponsor does not give me out-of-pocket
Yeah.
money, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
not yet. He said, if you continue to grow, we'll get there and I'll help you out.
Yeah.
But what he has been doing is I've gotten all my professional headshots done for free. I've
Yeah.
gotten all my flyers, my graphic design flyers at no charge.
Oh wow.
And this particular person said that they were going to help me. He's like, think of a design, what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Think of a design for merch. He's like, because you're going to have to start pushing merch at your shows.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's our next. He's like, that's our next step. So I want you to think of a design. I'm gonna give you 2 months to think of a solid design. Bring it to me. I'll print it out, and we'll get shirts made, and I'll help you with that too. So point being, you can't take my fucking sponsor, but but I'm saying,
Damn.
you can approach people to sponsor your comedy career. Have you ever seen, and I mean this like real shit, because I hope that you do it, because
Yeah.
I do see the potential. I
Yeah.
saw you do those 5 minutes in Laredo.
Yeah.
To me, that was good enough. You
Yeah.
do know what you're doing. Because I've seen people that get on stage and it's like, man, I'm gonna crush it and I'm gonna kill it, and they get on stage and it's like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
keep trying. That's all I got.
Yeah. No,
But what I'm saying is, like, have you seen the way sponsorship packages drawn up?
yeah, I've seen how they've been drawn up and stuff. It was just like, for me, it was just like always like, I never realized like how you can make them money back, kind of like in the sponsorship, other
It's
than the
kinda-
merch.
I'll
so
tell you like kind of the way I worked it out, and because I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't, other than what I haven't locked somebody down other than him, and he just went on me like based off faith. He went to 2 of my shows, and
yeah,
he's like, dude, he came to me, like, I'm not bragging. He's like, dude, you're funny.
yeah,
Like I do this, and this. Like, if I can help you with this, because I know you're a comedian, like, I like to help you out. That's how that shit worked out. But what I'm saying is, you draw up, and I can, whenever we get some time off camera,
yeah,
I'll show you an example of a sponsorship package. And
Yeah.
I've pitched them to 3 local companies.
Yeah.
So I actually, as far as I got in a meeting with the owners, with the owner of the place.
yeah.
One of them that I can tell you is the owner of the protein shop. You ever been to the protein shop in the valley?
I've been there.
No?
Yeah.
You've been?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the owner, and the other thing is that I buy a lot of shit from there. So you know,
Yeah.
well, then that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you go to these mom and pop places, and if it's a place where you go and spend money regularly,
Yeah.
hint, hint, like a bar, a
Yeah.
small bar.
Whoa.
You
It's
go.
like he knows you,
and,
Jake.
and if they see,
Right?
and if they see this shit, there is people, believe it or not, that will be like, all right, man. And sometimes, honestly, man, all you will get is like a one-time sponsorship fee. Hey, man, but those $50, $100, whatever it is, it'll go a long way. So I'm just saying, like you were saying earlier, I think, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Yeah.
So-
You do. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
believe that was Michael Gretzky.
Yeah.
Was it really?
I used to think it was Michael Jordan, and he shattered my fucking dreams. I was like, my favorite
That's
basketball
hilarious.
it,
player.
that's the thing is that you gotta like basically you know, take every chance that you can, because if you turn something down, you know, who's not to say that that's not going to be a good thing. Like
Yeah.
even the shit shows, like
Yeah,
even the ones where it's
exactly.
just like is you still go for the experience, you still go for
Exactly.
Yeah.
because how are you going to become a better comic without sucking
Exactly,
dick?
Exactly. Well,
I was thinking on maybe working joke composition.
Yeah, maybe-
That's a method.
I
That's a
mean,
method.
like
The whole punchline system. It's been pretty
yeah,
good.
the thoughts and views
Garbage.
expressed on this part of the podcast
said-
is solely the Jacobs, and nobody else is around
Yeah.
this table.
They
But
kept telling me discipline. I didn't know that's what
Yeah.
they meant.
no, the big D.
Oh,
it's
it's
not
capital
discipline.
D.
It's
Capital D.
You know, like, no, like you got to bomb a lot of times, and like sometimes, like I did a show one time where literally it was me and Israel Garcia.
Mhm.
You know, we were basically going down to this one venue, and it was just me and him, and the dude who put the show together was hosting. I'm not gonna say where because then it gives away like who it is and stuff. But let's just say like there was nobody there.
Yeah.
It was just us. And
we've
the
had a
staff.
couple of those.
And then eventually we talked like this couple to come in, and the entire show was just this couple in this giant dance hall.
Yeah.
And then after the show was done, the couple, they loved the show. They loved it. They had an awesome time. And that was our whole goal. And it was just like, boom. I love the show for that. But what made it a shit show was after they opened up the front doors and there was a bunch of people that were like, oh, finally the comedy night's over. Yeah, let's go to fucking Tejano fucking night, salsa
shit,
night.
dude,
Yeah.
that's fucked
They had
up.
that shit, and there was like a giant line of people just outside, and you're just like, are you fucking kidding me?
They could have mixed them together. I mean,
Yeah.
like they could have mixed the tickets together.
Well, no, that was the thing was a lot of those people were like, nah, I'll wait. Like they came up
That's
to
what
us.
just made it
yeah.
extra special.
Yeah, you know, like they came up to me in Israel afterwards and stuff because they were like, the dude put the show together was like, yeah, these are the comedians over here. And then so it was like, yeah, I didn't want to see the comedy, so I'm just here for Tejano night.
That
Yeah,
fucking.
we decided to wait.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, but even then, I still learned something from that show. You know,
It's like me and Sean were actually talking about it on our way over here. We like I got so much shit when I took this gig, like from different people. I mean, honestly, I gotta be honest with you. I don't give a fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
you're entitled to your opinion. It's not gonna affect me none, you know. But I got so much shit from it based on the fact that the people that knew how much I was getting paid, and they were like. Somebody told me, I'm not gonna put them on blast, but which I should, but fuck it, I'm gonna be nice this time. Somebody told me, so you're telling me that you're gonna travel 200 and some odd miles for this much money, and I was like, yeah, pretty much. And he's like, you think that's worth it? And I was like, yeah, it is. He's like, so you're not looking at the business money aspect. And I was like, no, I'm not. See, what you're not looking at is you're not looking at the bigger picture with the experience.
yeah,
And you know why you're not looking at that? Because you're not a comic and this is not your career. I'm not doing, I told him, I was like, I'm not doing this for the money. If I was doing this for the money, you think I'd still be doing it right now? Exactly. So I was like, man, and I told him, I was like, man, I do respect your opinion. I see where you're coming from, but it's like you need to understand that I'm not doing it for the money. I know that right now at this point, I've already invested more money in this than what I'm gonna get in return.
Yeah.
But to me, the experience and the exposure that I'm gonna get, like that's what I'm going.
And that's the thing too is like I'll do some trips sometimes to like a scene where I've never been before, just to go out there and just be like, hey, blah blah. Like I might have like a person I know out there.
Yeah.
Just go out there, maybe do an open mic, maybe see if I can't get a guest spot on a show by hitting up the guy that I know out there and stuff. Meet some of the local comics, talk to them, fucking meet and greet kind of thing. Figure out how it is, talk to them and shit. Because then it also shows one thing is that like a lot of times a lot of comics wait for people to come to them and then they ask them all the questions. People come to San Antonio and then all these San Antonio comics go, oh, tell me about the valley and like. It sounds so mysterious to us because we've never been.
Not really.
No, but that's the thing I've seen on like a lot of
That's
San Antonio comics do. It's like they see someone from out of town.
Tacos, hoes, and women with kids.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. So instead of being like one of those
written
people who
line.
just comes up to somebody out of the town, I would rather go to the element and experience it.
Yeah.
So then that way it's just like, oh, okay.
It's like it goes with the story that I just told you with me coming up here to San Antonio to do this, and now I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm gonna mention this right now, and whoever listens to it, and hopefully that person is listening. I used to live in California. I lived there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I recently reached out to one of the people that I still know that does some sort of entertainment. He's a music producer, the guy that we were supposed to bring on. I reached out to him, bullshitting with him, and he told me, he was like, "Hey man, I see you all over the Instagram and Facebook. You've been doing comedy or some shit. I thought you were still rapping." And I was like, "No man, I left. I found out real quick that the last one to do it was Eminem, Vanilla Ice. I ain't got a chance." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, "No man, I've been doing comedy and it's been working out." So I threw it out there, and I was like, "Hey man, you're into this entertainment shit, and you're way further in there. So do you know by any chance any way that I could get on a comedy show out anywhere in California?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Hey man, well, you trying to get paid or?" And I was like, "Dude, if you can get me paid, that'd be awesome." He's like, "What if I can get you a show, but I can't? You won't really get paid. You still willing to do it?" I was like, "Brother, if you can get me out there, I'll do it. I won't leave you hanging." So what I'm trying to say is, I might be able to land a show in California. I might not be paid for it.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, because then what you're going to do is you're going to go there, you get the laughs, and show them, like, what's up. And then they're like, you know what? Let's bring this guy out here again, but this time let's pay him.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
give
He's
him
worth it.
something,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I tell people. And again, we're on the long ass fucking drive. We had a lot of conversations, but it's another conversation that we touched on. I've always told Sean, man, like with everybody that I speak to, is like I feel that you as a person, you need to find out what you're really passionate about and pursue it. And I feel that the only way that you find out whatever it is that you're passionate about is you need to find that, and if you like it, fine. And then if you say you love it, that's fine. But the only way that you find out if you're passionate is you can never lose track of. You need to be able to ask yourself every day. You need to ask yourself, if I stop getting paid tomorrow, would I still be doing this shit for free? Mm-hmm. And if the answer is yes, then that's what you're supposed to be. And I've asked myself in the darkest of fucking times, like, do I really want to continue doing this? And I've never once has it crossed my mind, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I've been told, hey man, maybe comedy is not for you. And I was like, well, I feel maybe you shouldn't have been a parent, but we're here. You know what I mean?
But here we are. Ooh, man, just like
Spicy.
Someone needs to throw some water on that flame there, man. Like,
It's like but yeah, man, you just gotta find like whatever it is that you're passionate about, and if you I really feel like if you can feel that you can do it every day, even if you stop being paid,
yeah,
like it's that's what you should be doing. And then to be honest with you, there's nothing else in the world that I think I would ever do for free if it wasn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, people, for the people watching, potential sponsors, I want to get paid. I really do. But
He just said he doesn't.
I will suck your dick for money
He just
if
said
you'll
he doesn't
sponsor me.
I
you
will
know?
do it on stage, motherfucker. You know. But
I will say your company name 47 times before I say one joke. All right, like.
Well, I was gonna say,
by the way, shout out to Rockstar. Shout out to Rockstar.
keep working it. Cup the balls. I was gonna say Jake here is really a good say test case for something like a universal income in the sense that like you actually are like educated and skilled work, and you're like,
Andrew
fucking
Yang,
pay me for it.
Andrew Yang and whoever the fuck is behind that idea, perfect fucking example. People that have the hustle and they just need that little bit of push. This is why it would work. Look.
Yeah.
Something I want to say about universal income, and I don't want to go too deep into politics because I don't want to get shot or shoot somebody.
Yeah.
But all I'm gonna say is, I feel that universal income, just give somebody $1,000 for no reason. I don't think that's the answer. Not like that. What I do feel that would work with that idea is do that and give $1,000, but give it to the person that can come to you and be like, look, man, that somebody that will bring you a well thought out business plan and be like, look, man, this is what I'm trying to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to tell you that it might work. Now can I have $1,000? And I feel that if they come, because they put thought into that, and they weren't just like, well, fucking, just give me $1,000, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that are not even willing to go that far and like create that and put the effort into like this is why, basically proving your case. Then now, fuck you. Like, why should I just give you?
Look, we've touched on this and fucking talk about a contentious topic, man. But like when you keep hearing people go like, "Oh, the current administration is great for small business," what they mean is like, "Oh, banks will give me money if I ask them for it." Like,
That's not true because I've asked them for it and it didn't work out.
I told you the pocket pussy business is not for you, Freddy.
It was a fucking raspa stand, bro. I can sell raspas.
Yeah, Raspas
I
sell
saw a cone
themselves.
shape. I just assumed.
They sell themselves. Raspas are amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's you.
All I asked for was $5,000, bro. Is all I
I think it's
what do you
mainly
do with $5,000
his
for
look.
Raspas? Like,
with
how much does
like-
a Raspa machine cost? I thought it was like.
No, because I was trying
Tell
to
me,
get
you hear Freddy Cone, you assume pocket pussy. Am I wrong?
Oh, you called them Freddy cones?
Freddy Guns.
They sound like sex toys. They sound like sex toys. You should have just combined the ideas and be like, they're Raspas, but they're also sex toys.
Word.
It's a sex toy down in the middle.
You gotta
No,
eat.
man,
You gotta eat
I-
all the way
I was
down to
asking-
the.
I was asking
Here's
for.
I
was asking
And keep the cone.
I was asking for $5,000 because I was taking Jake's approach. I wanted enough money to get all my equipment, get my fucking my ingredients in the back end and everything. Build a little fucking at least decent looking fucking shed so people don't get scared away when they pull up.
Yeah.
And just decent. You can't do that with $500. Is all the fuck.
Nah, you can't do it 500.
So that's why I was just asking, give me $5,000, and I even told them, I was like, look, we can sign something that says that if you give me $5,000, I promise you that I'll pay you back in a year or less, less than a year, I'll pay you back. And I ain't ashamed to admit it. I was so desperate that I told the lady, we'll sign something that I'll pay you in a year or less. If not, you can honestly throw me in jail if I don't pay you back in a year. That's how much I know that this will work. They still didn't give me shit.
Okay, that's what I was getting to actually, man. Is like there's nothing. It's not like some say policy has been instituted or a tax change has been instituted that is allowing for really like startup businesses. You know what I mean? Usually what they're talking about, like the small businesses, when they're talking about small businesses, are people who already have some kind of backing or capital. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but the argument with that is that, like, again, like he was saying, if I already got a backing motherfucker, I don't need you.
True, man, but you're talking about growth, man. Like we're,
Yeah,
we're,
but
we're
if
in the
I
wrong
got-
industry for growth. It's
but-
like
but-
I want to
Yeah.
make,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
want to
like,
make a
okay,
corporation. You don't make anything.
your example was like,
I make people laugh, motherfucker. That's what.
what did that be?
Do you also bottle fairy dust? Was that Tinkerbell bringing your fucking?
No. I have no idea what that was. Ignore it. But
Alright.
okay,
I was
so-
waiting
like,
for it to keep going. I was like,
Yeah.
definitely an argon
yeah,
detector.
it's new. I don't think it's carbon.
Isn't that beef about
This-
the door?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
about the door. The door was locked though, right?
Was it?
I don't
Or
know.
are you getting live robbed? Why did you get excited?
You should totally check it out, Eddie.
Man,
it's your house.
I'm listening to what's going on downstairs. People aren't rustling around.
Eddie, look, we know the
There's
truth, but
nobody to
any
fucking
stranger's going to
wrestle
assume
around
you're the
with
most
those-
intimidating
There's no
person
one
here.
downstairs, man. I don't think-
Go show him your archery skills.
Yeah.
So
Did you bring the gloves?
So yeah, man. I mean that's honestly the only way that I think would work. You are the most perfect example, and I mean myself.
But
too.
I'm saying though, man, part of the reason that it's not being focused on is because the already established tax base or the small business is being kind of catered to barely. So like you're not getting any focus on like people being able to go in and do like a startup idea like that, man. Like, I mean, dude, think about the ridiculousness of states having to pass laws that exempt children's lemonade stands. I mean,
Oh.
That's
yeah.
sad.
yeah.
That is like beyond sad.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
yes,
that's
it is.
protection from corporations. That's what it is. That's protection from corporations.
From a fucking lemonade
Well,
stand.
it's,
Are you
it's
serious?
poorly written. What do you call it?
Okay,
Food
yeah.
safety.
Yeah, it's poorly written.
legislation. you
But
know?
yeah, but like, who's really out there stopping that? It's spiteful people, and who can be spiteful
right.
without?
But here's the
resp-
thing, dude. Think about it. You call the police and go like, "Hey, there's somebody out here selling, food without a license or something." Like,
Yeah.
or whoever the fuck you're calling for this shit. It's like they're not going like, "How old are they?
Yeah,
Is the sign handwritten? Is there a couple of letters backwards? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Maybe that's how you should do your hospice hand.
I'm gonna hire a 5-year-old.
just Freddy with a
Yeah.
hammer breaking up the
Yeah.
ice.
No, I'm gonna have a 5-year-old breaking up the ice.
He's
Oh,
going to be
wait,
doing the
Get him out of the
stuff.
cold
Get him a
mine,
tiny
yeah.
pickaxe.
Oh,
It's got to be pink, so they think that she or he's playing.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, like you just said, there is child labor laws against it.
yeah, yeah.
So it's frowned upon.
Frowned upon doesn't mean illegal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've only ever bought chiclas from people who.
If you adopt them, they're a family member.
I've only ever bought chiclas from little kids. I've never bought them from an adult.
I'm just saying the adoption agency is always an option.
Word.
Look, you're talking about maybe a $10,000 investment up front, but like that,
I can
that's
already
what?
see it. I can already see
You're
it.
talking a good 10 years of labor.
I can already see it. I'm here to hire 2 kids. Sorry, sir. I'm sorry, adopt 2 kids. I'm here to adopt 2 kids.
I'd like to see some
I got
prospects.
a
thank
question.
you.
What's your return policy?
How many days before I
Yeah,
can bring
you know.
these
What sort of experience am I looking at in these candidates?
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
always a good question.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Jake is a perfect example. You get those $1,000, you flip them. Yeah. But I mean, I've also
Right.
get it because I know plenty of people
Yeah.
where I come from that if you give them $1,000, they're gonna go buy $1,000 of crack, and it's gonna go one of 2 ways. Either they're gonna consume that, or they're gonna flip it and make 2,000, which causes more crime.
Yeah.
I get it.
We've talked about the degenerate behavior around drug use many a time.
Yeah.
Definitely. So that's what I'm saying.
Legalize cocaine in 2020.
That's what I'm saying. Show me the business plan, and I might give you.
Dude, you
money.
got to stop
That's all
banging
I'm
on the
saying.
table, man. The people
Oh,
watching
shit,
this
my
are
bad.
just like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. It's not California yet. I mean,
Earthquake.
It's like
no,
it's like
we're
a
in
Blair
Texas.
Witch
Do
project.
we have any viewers in California?
Oh, dude, it'll just look steady because they'll be shaking. With
yeah.
This is
That's
for
fucked
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But really, if you take anything away from this podcast,
Yeah.
get you a sponsorship package, man. Go to.
Yeah.
Man, you live San Antonio, right?
Yeah. I live,
Yeah,
I
you
live
live
right down the road.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. There you go, man. Like you have a big ass market. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you got. I mean, I don't know any of your local mom and pop anything here,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure you can find. And honestly, man, food. If you attack the food places first, those are the easiest. Not the easiest, But I feel like those are the ones that you have the biggest chance
Oh yeah.
with. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you go there and eat all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like where everybody knows your name, and you're just like, let me get another slice there, pops.
I don't think people at Wendy's know who I am yet. I gotta keep
But
going to Wendy's.
that's a corporation. You
I
can't
know.
trust
Yeah,
corporations.
I
Like corporations are the
By the
devil.
way, you can't do that with Whataburger anymore.
No,
You
dude.
had your chance. You had your chance.
Do you guys still go to Whataburger at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Chicago money. I don't want to give it to them.
Wait, no. Here's the thing: is that like they're not changing anything.
They're just taking all that money out of Texas.
You
No,
didn't see that video on Facebook? I don't know if it's fake or not, but they kind of already changed the burger, kind of, sort of.
Well, dude, to
Is
be
that
honest,
real?
man, I remember fucking like
That's
having
not
older
real.
relatives bitch
Have you
about the
seen
fact
it?
that the burger
Yeah.
I'm not
shrunk.
bullshitting
at
you.
some
Yeah, it's
point.
not
burger
because like
shrunk?
here's
That the burger looks smaller.
no, that's not real. Because
In the
like here's
90s,
the
right?
thing: is like they haven't even had enough time to even implement any type
Well,
of changes.
it doesn't
yet.
take that. It doesn't take that long to modify
Well,
a fucking
and
burger.
not only that, but like here's the thing too: is like what you gotta realize is that the owners of Whataburger who sold it still are minor. Or they have minority holdings still
Yeah.
of the thing. Then on top of that, everyone who's still part of Whataburger before it got sold are still in the chain of command. In fact, they got raises, and like the chief financial officer is the CEO. Now, here's the question: why would the chief financial officer be the CEO now? Is it because they needed funding to actually expand outside of Texas to make it to where this is going to go other places than just Texas? So then that's why they actually sold majority, is so then this bank can come in and all they're really doing is they're saying like, yeah, we don't want to change anything. We know that this actually sells, and we're just
And it
giving them the money to go and start franchising out pretty much.
So if
Again,
so,
you
so
hope.
if that
You
so
know, there's
Well, that's
always
that's
so
that's
if that, like
what
that-
the game plan
so
is.
if-
supposed to
more
be.
so
money,
if that's
more
some-
problems.
Yeah.
So if that's true, I have one question.
Yeah.
And I get it. I'm not
Yeah.
that smart, but I have one question. If that was true, I feel Whataburger has been around since 1950.
Yeah.
So it's a shitload of time. I'm not gonna do the math.
Yeah.
So my point is, don't you think in that broad amount of time they made enough money to do exactly that by themselves if they really wanted to?
They haven't made it. They don't have enough of the financial backing to go
Really?
out of state.
I don't
It's
know
it's
if we're-
well. Here's the
we're
thing:
equipped
is with
to know
Whataburger,
that.
you got to realize like how they not franchise, but how they market to their customers. You know, so they have to. They're like right now, it's all marketable mainly to Texas. You know.
It's a fucking burger.
Yeah, what are you marketing, man?
No. I'm saying like how they advertise it and everything. They have to change those advertisements as it moves
Just as you
out
like
of
it?
Texas,
That's fine.
and then
Okay.
that's going to cost money. So then so every little thing that ends up happening to where because they can control the market here in Texas and make enough money to be like yes, but actually doing it to where they move out,
So
it's going
basically
to
what
cost
you-
them more.
Yeah, like all right,
What
think
you're
about it.
saying-
You live somewhere where
Like let me
Whataburger
put it this way:
hasn't
they
been-
have enough. They had enough capital to where they had to sell 70% to get enough funding to where now they can probably go coast to coast. In-N-Out Burger barely got to Texas, and they've been going on for how long now?
Yeah.
You see, I mean, like it's becoming a race between these burger industry chains, and the only way for Whataburger to be able to kind of jump the ante right now to try to beat them is to get an outside financial backing. The only thing that's biting them in the ass is they went with fucking Chicago. What they should have done was talk to HEB.
Look
Oh
at
yeah, dude. HB would have been behind that hard.
that. Ooh, yeah.
Can you imagine if HEB would have bought that? That would have been the perfect.
Where's the only
combo.
place you can buy HB or you can
I
buy?
would like to point out the
ketchup?
first time they
I
get a
wanna say
Whataburger in
one
Dubai,
more-
you
I
know
want-
all these people bitching are still going to be like, woo!
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing. See, and that's why universal income should be given to people like this right here. That-
Creative
you
minds.
saw that? That's exact. I'm sorry, California.
No, HB is a fantastic idea. I have a lot of love for HB.
I'm just saying, it was one of those things that, like, whenever I saw that they were like, Waterbury was like, yeah, we're looking at selling majority of it. I was like, HEB, hello, come on, jump on this.
So
Like,
HEB is already Texas only, right?
yeah, Texas only. Well, they're trying to be the
I thought there
grocery
was
store.
an HEB in Oklahoma. No.
there is
One.
There's
I
one.
You
literally
mean the
mean
attic?
I literally mean like 1 or 2 in
It's like right across the border.
Oklahoma.
I don't know why I wanna
I'm
visit it now.
confused. I was never good at geography. Oklahoma or what's the one on this side? It's Texas.
New Mexico?
Look, I have nothing to
No, New
contribute
Mexico's
to
up
this
here.
conversation. I just like to say In-N-Out's fries are soggy
Oklahoma.
nonsense.
No,
What?
it's
Are they
it's
bad?
the one right
Are
above,
they bad, really?
right above Texas.
They're just soggy nonsense.
That's Oklahoma.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it is Oklahoma.
And then like what? Arkansas is next door.
Man, I like crispy
Yeah.
fries. Fuck that sogginess.
Who?
But
Crispy fries.
Oh.
But
Soggy
that's,
fries are nonsense.
that's the thing, though. Is like because HEB, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, made the announcement that they're gunning for becoming the grocery store of Texas because there's still like Kroger's out there and shit.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
trying to stomp
they're
out
trying
I
to-
all
didn't
the
even know
Kroger's.
Kroger still existed.
Yeah, dude, you go up north, there's Kroger's
Yeah.
everywhere.
I've been to a
Kroger's alright.
Kroger.
And there's a
Yeah.
couple Brookshire's out in East Texas, like Northeast Texas.
Oh, and then you got the Lowe's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then the Lowe's. Yeah, there's one out in my dad's like little town that he lives at, but it's like a small little town there.
Sorry.
They don't even have like anything like any stores really. Like the first store I saw though when we were coming into town, it literally was. I just saw a bunch of like souped up trucks, you know, just a bunch of truck nuts everywhere, and I was just like, oh yeah, definitely in the country.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the store name and it said Truck Shop and Firearms.
Nice. Yeah.
And I was like, that's the most Texas store I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Of course, there would be all those trucks there,
Hell yeah.
you know? And then my dad was like, if you thought that was awesome, there's a leather working firearms store right down the road. So I was just like, are you kidding me? Is this everything in this small little town just like groceries and a firearm? Oh, you want to get baby formula? Don't forget your firearm, you know, like.
Whoa, I'm trying to remember that little town coming up this way where it's just like bass bait guns. No, bass bait beer guns. It's like, okay.
It sounds like a good time.
So
Don't
Three Rivers?
threaten me with some fun.
It's like that.
That's gotta be Three
that,
Rivers.
Chappelle bit when he says he was talking about L.A. and he was in Hollywood, and then he noticed that they took him to the ghetto
Yeah.
when he was like, I saw banks and the most beautiful shit in the world, and then all of a sudden, all I saw was gun store, liquor store, church, gun store, liquor store, liquor store, strip club, daycare. I was like, where the fuck are you taking me, shit? But no, that was a good fucking idea, HEB. How come I didn't think of that?
Yeah.
Somebody
HEB
jump
didn't
on
think
this.
about it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That-
the real
that was-
question.
That was
Yeah,
real-
HEB, you need to talk to Chicago and be like, yo.
Maybe
We
they
see
can't-
that Texans are really pissed off at you.
Maybe they can't
We'll
afford
take
it,
this
man.
off your hands. You're good to
That's,
go.
that's a fine burger joint you just bought there.
Here's my point. I don't think HEB could afford it because look how much they put into R&D, man. How many research, like reverse developed things have you seen HEB brands of? Like everything, man.
I look. It's
Even
my- it's
they even
the
have
same-
tiered markets for it.
It's the
Chicho,
same.
the market
it's,
one
It's
and
the
the actual
same
one?
argument that I have with
That may have been
you.
maybe.
All I hear is someone go, boop, boop,
Oh,
boop.
did the recorder go off?
Let me check real quick here. I don't think so.
No,
Uh.
the Zoom.
Oh, you know what? I think the battery died. I tell you what. Would you guys be up to doing another hour later? Because we just hit 1 hour.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down.
You're on what camera number 2?
The camera on the table.
I'm on. Okay.
The camera
Yeah.
on the table.
The one pointing to Sean is 1. The 2 is both you guys. 3 is Freddy.
Don't y'all just love this ghetto fabulous fucking setup that works most of the time?
They're not. I mean, the audience doesn't see this, but
Oh yeah, for the people that cannot see the inner workings of our studio, if you think we look great, it's a ghetto fabulous fucking setup we got. If you think we look shitty, fuck you, but it's a ghetto fabulous setup we got.
I do think you kind of blank out on the fact that you have all this like welcome home, home is where the heart is type of artwork up on the walls back there. I'm not saying I blame you for it, Freddie. I'm just saying you're a grown ass man. You could take it down at any time. Deep down inside, you want it there.
Not really. To be honest, the honest truth is, as easy as it may sound, I'm too lazy to take it down.
yeah. I mean, you wanted to like put colchas all over the walls, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
That I would do.
Grown ass man still wants a suede Bob Marley turning into a lion blanket.
Fuck.
Hey,
yeah.
dude, you could get those velvet paintings. Have you seen those?
Fuck yeah, man. Those are
Velvet,
badass.
yeah.
The,
The water paintings are pretty cool too.
like the watercolor ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
saw.
want to go for next level? You get that one that like it's a waterfall, but it has like that moving still frame in the
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
so it just looks like it's running
Oh,
water.
I almost the other day. I
Yeah.
almost bought a lava lamp.
Are you for real?
But then somebody told me that
Yeah.
those tend to get real hot,
yeah.
and if you leave it on, like it'll fucking blow up. So knowing
dude.
my forgetful ass, I'll fucking end up with a blown up fucking lava lamp the first 2 days that I have it.
Was it bad wiring, or finally did Freddy come? Did Freddy subsume himself in his arsonist tendencies? I'm a little bit stoned. I'm not gonna lie to you, Freddy. I'm not gonna lie. You're out of it, and I'm just blazed.
Yeah, I'm tired, man. I've been up since 4.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the gym again, but now I'm debating it. The reason I'm debating is because I'm hungry, and if I go to the gym again, I'm gonna get hungrier.
We should probably acknowledge this is the second half of this episode. It's an odd little transition, especially if you're watching the video on this, and all of a sudden you're like, "How did you time travel and teleport? And where'd those other two dudes go? Where the fuck did Leo come in? Did he just jump out of the closet? Leo,
It's magic.
don't jump out of the closet."
It's magic.
We left them. We left the other 2 dudes about 200 to 300 miles away.
It sounds like you guys had fun with 2 dudes.
We actually did.
This is why we don't bring you on road trips, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You make things weird. Nothing wrong. 4 bros, just in a room, drinking a little, thinking a little, speaking their mind, playing video games and acting like degenerates, staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning. Meh. Freddie, being the responsible one, did not partake. Went to bed at a reasonable hour.
Fuck no! It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. That ain't fucking reasonable.
Were you pounding down energy drinks?
Nah,
Nah. Ah, okay.
I was completely sober.
No cafecito.
Nope.
The plan originally was to come. I don't know if we even explained that on the podcast. We cut it short because old Freddie boy here was doing a feature spot at Jokesters 22 in San Antonio.
That happened? Oh yeah.
I question it too. Unfortunately, we have video evidence.
Yep.
Not of that night though.
Hey man, shouts out to San Antonio, man. Jokesters. It was a really nice crowd. I like the welcoming. I learned, and it reiterated and reinforced the difference of performing at a fucking bar gig to an actual comedy club. So yeah, man, like I'll perform anywhere. I stand by that. But the faster that I can get off performing at bars, it would be nice. So people, if y'all want to start hiring me more often, I would not be mad at that. I go for a very cheap price. And by very cheap price, I really mean very cheap. Very cheap. And I say again, very cheap.
Put some money in this man's pocket so he can invest in this podcast.
Word. Well, let's get started.
You want to restart this?
No, well, I mean, I just meant the introduction. I mean, people think
They already had an introduction, dog.
Yeah.
Oh
part
shit!
2.
Yeah, this is my bad. I'm zoning out, y'all. Just bear with a motherfucker. I've been up
Yo,
since
time
4.
travel. Time travel does that to you, dude.
Yeah, man.
I will politely explain both to you and the audience. We recorded the previous half of this podcast in San Antonio before your
This is
gig last Friday.
this is-
We're recording this bit on the is this the 7th or is this like
This is the
9th.
9th. Yeah.
9th? Jesus, I'm
We're
losing
2
days.
days off.
Tuesday, July 9th. So we've skipped forward in time a little bit, and here we are. So we were going to have our good buddies Eduardo Guizar and Jake Yarbrough back on afterwards, after we had indulged in a little bit of I believe the boys were drinking rum and coke. Somebody had a Long Island iced tea a couple of times, and I dug into the vodka myself. So it just really that the whole second half of that would have just been Freddy staring in horror as we did ridiculous things. It would have been great, and I really wish I could have brought that to you. I'm glad I could put that image in the listener's head so that you can imagine how that might have played out. It didn't play out because we were really drunk, and yeah.
Well, Sean was already drunk. I'm still drug free.
Oh, you were drunk on the ecstasy of. Now I'm just making it sound worse. You were high on life.
Pretty much.
And probably fucking tired.
Hey man, what is your biggest fear as far as like the technology and where it's going? And might I add into the mix, I've always been a strong believer that there is a such thing as too much technology.
Okay, I was thinking about this last night because I was listening to an audiobook of some older sci-fi, and you can tell that generational gap where computing really went into the mindset where people understood that like all right, only now do we really have machines that can look at a piece of paper with words on it and read it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for years there was just this idea, it was like, oh, well, you'll have something in the computer and the computer will have access to it, and that's not the case at all. Like YouTube has spent, Google really has spent probably billions of dollars developing the search algorithms. Google, we're not talking shit about you. Don't take us down off YouTube. I'll slaughter whatever baby calf I have to at your altar, O Moloch. But to be able to have a computer go through a video and like, all right, you can get like transcriptions of the. Granted, it's not good. It's like that old school, closed captions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they do have, I think it's like the first 5 minutes or so that it goes through and kind of looks for the keywords and all that shit. And like, I don't know if it can do images yet, man, but like at some point the computer is going to be able to read all information that is stored on it. Right. Or at least read another computer's stored information. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at that point, shit's going to get really fucking complex and kinky because right now we have the illusion that all information is systematized, that you could just look up anything. But really, if you think about how you go through the process of investigating a problem, like something broke, I need a specific part, I need to know, do I get this one? Do I get that one? What's the steps that I need to go through to replace that? What's any little bit of information like that? Like, okay, I don't know, and I'm not finding it online. How do I find the guy that knows about the shit? You know what I'm saying? All of that requires an intuition to be able to go, I need to find this data set, and then to incorporate that data set and based on that information go, okay, now I need to get this data set. You see what I'm saying? And a computer can't inherently do that at the moment. And when it can, essentially we'll get to the point, like right now you kind of have this illusion of like, what is it with Siri and shit like that, where it's like, hey bitch, what's this and this? And, well, this and that is some bullshit that was, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, okay, that's cool. But it's really just reciting information that it already has, right? It's not going and Like, at some point, dude, we're gonna have computers that could basically, instead of watching a shitload of like, how-to videos on YouTube, you could probably get a computer that would be able to like go and sift through all that information real quick and then come back and give you the overview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I mean, not unless I missed it, and if I missed it, I apologize.
Mhm.
You kind of still didn't answer my direct question of like, what is your biggest fear as far as?
My fear is that that gets into the hands of, say, an authoritarian government. In a way, China kind of has that, but people don't comply with it. You know what I'm saying? They still have the option to not comply with it. Whereas once you get a machine that can...
Well, I mean, like, I kind of figured that was one way you could go. But if you really think about it, and if we're really being realistic, like, this government, like, already kind of does that. Like,
it goes through a lot of it spends a lot of money and time and effort, and it has to justify some of that investment to do even the little amount that it can do. You can still, let's say, hide from the system if you really want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The problem is all the stuff that we're tied into is we've basically volunteered for the system, which is what's happened in China to an even greater extent, mainly because they were coming at it from a different angle. Like, if you go from group mentality to fucking, individually based information data sets, then, the idea that like, oh, everybody can see my fucking social credit score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That just follows. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like, because I was thinking about it the other day too. And like, I used to think, because like, eventually, it's no longer if it's going to happen. Like, it will. It's just kind of like when it's going to full blown happen. Like, that, basically, I really feel that our privacy at some point is going to completely go away. Now, I used to say, I don't have a problem with that at all, to a certain extent. The reason being is because me, myself, like, there's nothing really that I could say, oh my God, they're going to go through my shit and they're going to expose this or they're going to know this about me. Like, I don't have any plots on, like, blowing up the country or blowing up any other countries or doing any kind of harm to anybody or any and I mean there's nothing really you're gonna find that I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I don't want anybody to know that, even my most inner darkest secrets or whatever. Like, I don't fear any of that. But then I started thinking about it deeper, and I guess my biggest fear, like, as it relates to technology, is like the whenever the chips and the mind control happens, basically. So what I'm saying is, like, I do feel that we're gonna get to a point where they're gonna deliberately, like, install some kind of chip that is used to, like, purchase things. But I mean, that chip is also going to be used as a tracking device. And then my ultimate fear is the mind control and me as a human being losing complete control of the sense of reality, which meaning I could maybe still to a certain extent be myself, but I'm not gonna be myself completely. And I really think that the way that technology is being driven, like, I really do think that that's where we're headed, and like for future generations, like I think about like how that's gonna affect like my kid, my kid's kids,
Right.
and the world and the reality. Basically, okay, long story short, the complete loss of what we supposed have now free will. I do believe that in that like the extinction of free will come at some point. Because I mean, we've already heard stories, read articles, whether you want to call them crazy or not. Like that one dude that bought that microwave and that he accidentally broke it, and he found like fucking 100 microphones and cameras inside the microwave, and then that other guy that found. Oh no, that other guy that accidentally um Apple turned on every microphone automatically in their phone, and through the FaceTime thing they were able to listen to you without the phone being on. And supposedly they played that off as a bug that was let go, and that shit happened. Like, I even know that right now I feel like 99% as we're speaking, and like we have our phone right here. Like, I honestly feel that, like, I'm not saying right this second, but if somebody wanted to listen in on this conversation through our phone or the computer, they could listen into it like right now. And who knows, maybe they are listening to it.
I
You know what
thought
I
you
mean?
were gonna plug the show. If anybody wanted to listen to this,
And I
You
mean,
don't
if
have
anybody,
to hack our phones. You can just check
the,
out
if the CIA, the
webpage.
FBI, the whoever the fuck is listening, I mean, at least, get some motherfuckers to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're already listening to us anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, going back to like the real conversation and the argument, yeah, it's like that is the fear, like the fear of like no the invasion of like one's
Well,
privacy.
Again, it's contextualizing the choice, man. Like take the series and the OK, whatever the fuck the other one's called, Cortana and the Google Play, whatever the fuck it is. All of those have to talk to the server to operate. They can't operate unless it's got a connection to the server. And when it's been explained in various places, but essentially they have to record in intervals so that it knows when to respond to you. So basically it records 30 seconds, then wipes, then records 30
Well,
seconds, then
yeah,
wipes.
yeah, yeah.
Then...
But that's exactly what I'm saying. See, what you're saying right now
Right.
is exactly what I mean. Like, that because we were told that that's the way the system was designed to work. My point is that that's what they told us. But just because that's what they told us, it doesn't mean that that's all it's capable of.
Well, let me put it this way. Okay, go back to the 50s and 60s when they had computers that were like the size of this, fucking room, right? Those were meant to do complex, like straightforward equations. You give it information, it goes through the mechanizations, it comes out with the answer, right? Okay. What we could do with to run, say, the something like an assistant, you would need a room full of computers to do it. It would be prohibitively expensive.
Or you got to remember that the people doing this, per se, they have an unlimited budget.
I know some broke ass people that got these fucking little things in their fucking house, man. Like, it's like the whole idea, like, we all got cell phones now, man. Hell, your cell phone's got the little assistant on it. You can do I'm not going to say it because I don't want that damn thing going off. Or, you rock an iPhone? I don't know.
No.
Okay. Then let's...
I turned mine off. You could say it.
It doesn't matter. Let's not...
Okay, Google. See?
Bitch, why you listening to me?
And if it's that easy for me to do that, that's exactly my point. how is it not that easy for them to do other shit? Another example. We have different cameras in the room at the moment.
Yeah, you can
These-
stare at the sign.
These cameras are for our beneficial use. We're streaming. Well, we're not streaming, but we're recording to put this online.
Right.
My point is that because these cameras are on and we're recording, how do we not know that there is a third or fourth party that is like watching?
I think maybe they could have even managed to hack into the cameras.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All these technical difficulties we were having in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it
Yeah,
does
just
soothe my inner paranoid that you unplug the cameras after every shoot. Makes me feel better for Freddy's privacy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, again, I don't.
We all know the man likes to walk around here with
Yeah.
dong hanging out.
And I mean that's
Being
see
free.
that's what I'm saying. Like with me, like if you were to search me like to the deepest end of my privacy,
You can see me naked.
like you yeah, that's what you would see. It'd be like this dude, this dude walks around the house naked and he takes 2 or 3 showers a day. But I mean that's about it. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that I fear that I'm like. Well, I mean, maybe back then, like when I was married, like
Well,
somebody-
clearly germs.
somebody may have gotten off on like me fucking somebody in the room,
Yeah.
but I mean, other than that, I mean, that's all I got.
I
know
get
what
you,
mean?
man. I'm pretty much in the place you are, man. Like for a while, I was keeping the tape over the laptop camera, and I don't know if you remember that conversation we were having when Joseph was here about. For a while, you were hearing this shit about they were trying to do like cameras in the screen, and it's possible, man. But like simple technology, so that if somebody fucking took their fucking TV apart, it would take them a while to figure out what the fuck it is, man. But like the idea being that you could use like just a few pixels in a few locations to get like a really clear like stereo.
Picture,
Yeah, but like a stereo, what's that called? Stereotropic photo. Like kind of like the way you can do the 3D thing when you take photos on your phone so that people can like move it around.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the idea. Is it's taking an image from like 3 different cameras at the same time.
yeah.
Damn, dude.
Well, I think with the phone it's just 2 cameras, but point being, still pretty fucking trippy.
So,
And dude,
so
look how small those cameras are, man.
is
Like-
it is
like,
it
Just look at those.
yeah?
They're pinpoints.
Is it safe to say that even if they were to do that in your daily life, like you don't think that would impact you as a human being in your daily life
I don't-
living?
It
I mean,
would-
I'm not doing anything. I think I'm with you guys too. Like, I'm not doing anything. Like,
I mean, granted, back in
Too
my
coordinated,
20s when
too.
I was actually paranoid about this shit, yeah, it would. You seen me fucking doing massive amounts of drugs, walking around acting like a goddamn degenerate weirdo.
Yeah.
But that would have been a bit on the shameful side. I would not care to have that sort of video footage floating around out there.
Now, the other part of the question is, why do you think? Because I mean, like I said, we need to be very, very alert in knowing that it is going on. I mean, we can't turn a blind eye to it. But what do you think the real reason behind whoever's doing it, like their real reason for doing it? Because I'm like 99% sure this is not whoever's doing it. This is not somebody's like wet dream.
Well-
I think there's a bigger purpose.
Think about this, man. How many conversations have we had about promotion?
a lot.
Right. And what's the hardest part of promotion?
Getting somebody to fucking listen
Exactly.
and execute.
So, if you're the person who's trying to sell information both ways, you would do exactly what Google's doing. You would do exactly what Facebook's doing.
I got you. You just hit me from left
that's
field.
how like
Yeah.
you're able
Yeah.
to see these ads.
Yeah,
Whatever, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. And I'm not gonna say I didn't know.
Yo, we talked about we
but-
talked about those movies the other day,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and guess what came on to my like
No, for real?
for real, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, man, it was weird, dude.
We should spend 30 minutes talking about condoms.
What?
Why?
Because I want to see if condoms come up on my phone.
Just mention it a lot.
You just mentioned condoms as many times as condoms might come up in a conversation
And
where
then
you're
mention
trying to
condoms
mention
brand.
condoms.
Condom brands like lifestyle.
Like Trojan and
Trojan.
Lifestyle. Don't use
Right,
Lifestyles because they pop.
Yeah, use different
And
variations of condom.
they come in a fairly small size all the time.
Raincoats.
Not just that, but if you run into the odd individual who's got
And
a
just
latex
just so
allergy,
that people understand,
Lifestyles will set that shit right off.
Oh yeah.
just so that people understand, like me saying that they come in a fairly small size, this is coming from a person with a fairly small penis.
I just
So-
think of it as a built-in cock ring.
No, but it doesn't. Oh shit, I can say it. Like shit doesn't fit.
Doesn't it doesn't stretch for girth.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like it.
And
somebody's
again, I'm not bragging. I have a fairly small penis.
Yeah.
I have a completely average penis, and it still feels like somebody's squeezing the shit out of my dick.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never had sex with a condom.
Never,
Never.
never,
I'm not
ever.
gonna lie,
You've
I'm
never
really
worn one.
high when you said I've never had sex with a condom. Like I thought you were trying to make a joke. Like I just had, I had sex with
No.
the, like
No.
No, but
No,
you
but
you've
I'm just
never used
realizing
one ever.
you're
Never.
never responsible.
Like your
for.
penis has never touched one.
Never. I mean, I tried to put one on one time, but I didn't like it, dude.
You're like a kid with Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
nasty.
Yeah, dude. It
I
was
don't wanna-
Shit.
yeah, it was actually when I was
Well,
fucking a hooker, dude.
fun fact about
Yeah, dude. I like took the condom off. I was like, "Fuck it, dude."
I don't know why, but in my head, I just kind of automatically
and you've
subtracted
gotten
the
checked
hookers.
since,
Yeah,
right?
dude. Never have.
Multiple times.
I have never gotten anything, dude.
Okay.
I got a UTI, but that's like
Oh, okay.
That was from an amateur.
that was from an amateur, not a professional.
I actually. This is a fun fact about me. I shit. I'll throw it out there. I lost my virginity when I was 13. From 13 to 17, I didn't use my very first condom till I was 17 years old. Now, granted, from 13 to 17, what is that, 4 years or whatever? Now, I'm not gonna lie either. In the 4 year span, I didn't fuck a lot because I was not out there like that. But I, 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times maybe in that.
Few times you did get it in, you didn't wrap it up.
Yeah, correct. It wasn't until like 17 when like my sex life really took off, and I'm not gonna. It really did take off. I'm not gonna explain the reasons of how or why it took off.
Oh, is this the chick in the wheelchair? She just took
Yeah,
off.
Pretty
She
much.
just-
Yeah, she took off, didn't come back, and I forgot to pump the brakes, and I should have locked the back brakes.
See, now this is why you should just walk with a cane. Like you don't really need it, but you could just throw it in the wheels.
Yeah, pretty much. No, or lock the the back
yeah.
brakes.
This is a tangent, but have y'all seen that recent video that came out of the cyclist where they're doing the with the pace car in front of the cyclists while they're all in the clump coming down this hill, and so they're right in front of this motherfucker, and I guess like there was a stick in the road. This thing flips around, goes right in his fucking spokes, dude. Throws this dude face first in the fucking asphalt.
Holy shit!
And
Is it this one right here?
I like.
This video right here? Which?
it's a whole pack. No, it's not that one. It's a whole pack of bikers, though.
Oh,
And when I say bikers, I'm not talking about like
I like the way this dude.
the angels.
Like we're talking about cybersecurity and invasion of privacy, and this dude at this very moment is searching on an incognito tab.
no, it's not incognito. That's
Oh
just,
shit! I thought that's what the color
No,
was. For
no.
the...
It's just a dark color scheme, Freddy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I like what that says about Freddy though, that he was like automatically like, I know that color scheme.
Yeah. By the way, when you use incognito on the Google Chrome, I hope you know that if they really wanted to, they could still find your searches.
What
yeah,
do you-
like your parents can't find your porn, but the government's still seeing what you're
Yeah.
searching.
Pretty much. Not only the government, your IT department at your job can do it.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it's
The Onion
not
browser
really-
can be hacked. The VPN can be hacked.
Yeah. Do you guys know much about the dark web? Have you guys ever tried to? climb the
I've
dark?
heard of it.
Yeah.
I've never grown the balls to go into it. But I have heard literally that you can find anything
Yeah.
on the dark web. Like you can, and by anything, I mean anything. I've heard of people trying to purchase. Can I say this?
Dead bodies.
No, I've heard of people trying to purchase children on the dark web. So yeah, you can find anything. And people also sell drugs on the dark web
Yeah, they
successfully.
Yeah.
Successfully sell drugs.
Organs.
I've seen it. I've seen it on that episode of on Netflix on that episode of Drugs Inc.
Drugs. Yeah, dude.
This dude
you can
dude
sell
built,
organs too.
yeah, this
Okay,
dude
well, this
this
goes
dude
back to
built
the-
built an empire
Yeah.
selling drugs, and he's never touched product ever in his life.
Yeah. You could also buy typically like totally normal shit,
Yeah.
like gun parts and stuff like that.
I like that you go to gun parts. I was gonna say though, it's all about what information you're willing to volunteer to the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would say, I'd be willing to bet that like most people. All right, there's a lot of people that have like credit card, debit cards because it's convenient, but there are a lot of people that have the card because you need that shit to do like online transactions, to like book a hotel room, to the ease of access to certain what's the word I'm looking for here? Not luxuries, but amenities. That's not the right word either. But services. That's the word I'm looking for. Like there are certain services. Like take like fucking like you can't pay an Uber dude in cash. I mean you can tip him in cash, but like you have to have the card to even get on the app and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's barriers of entry that are easier and easier, but it all requires you to submit some information a little at a time.
Yeah.
Like that's an old thing, man, where like you sign up for some new service, you know what I mean? Your cable box, your fucking your whatever, all of a sudden you're getting fucking catalogs and shit, the mail, new magazines, and you're like, what the fuck is this? I didn't
You know another thing that's a real big market for the dark web? People buy and sell successfully and have made a career of it. Exotic animals.
Oh yeah, dude.
A large part of the dark web is used to purchase exotic animals.
You know what? Also, you could buy on there, dude. You could also buy what's it called? Those machines to forfeit and counterfeit checks.
Checks
credit
and money
cards.
and shit like
Yeah,
that.
you could even buy machines to like forfeit and I mean to counterfeit passports
Right.
and all like fake documents and a lot of that, dude. A lot of people get their papers from the dark web.
Okay, now take that for example. That's something that like actually has to go to the dark web because it's big money,
Yeah.
and it kind of breaks that in itself breaks through that entry gate of having to give up your information. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
why would I use my credit card? I can just take somebody else's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like hell, man, even if I, drop the exact amount of change on this motherfucker's, fucking hand as I'm taking his credit card,
Oh, you know another
Like,
thing that people
I need the card,
that
right?
I was like astonished that people buy, and honestly, I'm not afraid to admit it because I don't think I would ever do it. But if I would grow the balls, I would definitely do it. People buy gas,
Oh,
but
On
I
the
mean
internet?
they buy gas. What I'm saying is, these motherfuckers buy gas by like the truckload, like they literally have, like tanks, and then what they do, I'm not even sure if
Do they
it's,
buy that on the dark web? Or
yeah,
they
yeah,
buy-
yeah. Like, but what it is they buy like gasoline, like for cars,
Yeah.
and they buy a shitload of it,
Mhm.
and then they store it at their house, and then what they do is they basically
Oh, shit.
they slang gas.
Damn, dude.
They slang gas. They're gas slangers. Yeah.
Perfectly
but here's
legal
the
trade
thing.
now.
I
you
don't.
gotta have
think,
regulation. too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can't. I don't think. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sell gas out of my house. Be like, hey man, just pull up.
Just pull-
Just pull that out back real quick, and I'll gas you up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, you better give me the friend price. Huh?
But that's what I was saying as far as like the counterfeiting and stuff like that. that's a different story from, say, even, dude, you don't have to go to the dark web for most illegal things.
No.
You can find what, they're not perfectly legitimate in the sense that,
Support your local drug dealer.
yes, yeah, there's always the analog option. But what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying is, man,
there's-
there are websites that are just on the fucking web. They're hosted in another country.
Oh
They're-
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I get you. Like if you want to buy it online still, you don't have to go as far as like getting an onion server and
Right.
doing
right.
all that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There were a lot of beautiful things that were done with the
I
culture
have
at the time, but as we know now, the onion server is not impenetrable.
Yeah.
I have a question. I don't know if y'all know more than I do about it, but it does intrigue me. And I don't remember if it's illegal or legal or not. But the what do you call it? The mail-in order brides is that for real?
That's totally legal.
How does that work? Does anybody know? Like you really do go on a website and choose your bride?
Yeah, you could do that. Basically, it's like a dowry.
Oh, what?
A dowry?
What does that mean?
Dowry's the other way. That's
Dowry.
when her parents pay you to marry her.
Oh, I thought it was any exchange of money for marriage.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like, well, that's what it is. You're just paying for a bride. When you bring her back here, you bring her through like a visa, but you have so much time to make her a citizen, and that's what they're banking on.
But like you okay, this is my question.
yeah,
The chick,
Yeah.
she goes on this website, right?
yes,
And she goes fully aware, knowing that somebody's gonna pay money.
Yeah.
To get married,
Yeah.
and there's basically no love involved. Initially.
yeah. Well, like a lot of like the arranged marriages that happen in like those countries, they actually stay together. And
No,
it's,
but okay,
yeah.
well, we live in America. That's
Yeah.
why my question is, and that shit's
it
okay
could be
here?
different, but I think what it is for most of these. Have you ever seen that show on TLC?
Do you know a website?
Yeah, dude. You want to look some up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a website, but I've looked up mail order brides before. But there's a TLC show.
Yeah, the 90-day marriage bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff came from that, man. Because some of these
Not
girls
surprising.
some of these girls just want to.
No,
become a
but that's
citizen.
why you didn't understand my question.
Yeah.
My question is, you said you could still do it within the U.S. Like I could get me a woman from Denver.
Oh no, dude! I don't think people would want to do that here.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that
So
still
they're all
happens
foreign
here.
then?
Like we still have arranged marriages here in the U.S. man.
Yeah.
It's
No, that's not my question either. My question is, can I find a chick from like Denver or Alaska?
You can arrange something,
And
dude.
be
Like I
like-
mean, Sean.
I
Sean
imagine it's pretty much the same situation as with escorts. You're not paying them for sex. You're paying them for their company. Only in this case, you're paying for a long.
No, but I'm trying to marry this bride. Is what I'm saying.
mail order bride service, quick service. Maybe you could look up some that are local. No, I think this is like a fake site.
Yeah, that looks fucking fake as fuck.
Rose Brides, brightbride.net. Let's see this.
Well, let's be honest here. We've all been on the dating apps, man. Like a lot of that is chicks that are looking for a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is there a site where women go and register, being fully aware that they're gonna be married, potentially married to somebody, but that's what it is. Like you're you're looking for somebody to marry, and that's gonna be the exchange. You're completely from a different place. They're completely from a different place. You're more than likely gonna travel and marry this person with that sole purpose of being married.
Well, that was the original idea behind, like, fucking. I mean, not the obviously the ads in the back of the paper.
Oh,
were-
right here, dude. This is one of an arranged arranged marriage site,
Okay.
and it's mainly for like the Middle Eastern cultures. It's
Oh.
called Said.com.
So, okay, another question.
You're looking for a woman between the ages of 20 to 25, Freddy?
And that's
So-
technically Asian culture.
In
Those are
the-
Indians and Sikhs.
Yeah. Well,
So-
well, look, they even have Christian. You want to look up a Christian girl?
Shit.
So
In the
my
US?
so
Christian
my question
mingle,
is
eHarmony,
so my next question is
plenty of hoes
can
in
I
the
become
pool.
can I become a mail-in groom?
What do you mean? Like a mail-in groom? I think you would have to. I mean, once you became successful, maybe. But
No,
you're
I
still,
mean no.
now.
Like, is there
Yeah.
sites for that?
Hey man, I'm just gonna tell you like the way my dad told me. It's like us ugly people, we have to work for stuff, Freddy. I don't think we could get a by on a free ride like that, man.
Well, you could, but you're not necessarily going to like the purchaser.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hey,
You know what,
man.
dude? Can you get down with like getting down with really like ugly and nasty girl?
Oh, I like that you think it's
Not-
going to be a woman.
No,
Or a guy,
No,
bro.
not
Big
that.
old teddy bear.
nah.
No,
But I mean, I
Your
have
cuddle size.
you're
I've done that, but I mean under the influence of
Wait, what?
alcohol.
Back up a bit.
Yeah, like
no,
Oh,
no.
yeah,
You're talking about a
okay.
really nasty girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
You think you could get drunk, or you think you could get inebriated on CBD or something to like
Like what? Finish the fucking. I
to
need
get
to-
you? I mean, I'm trying to see if you're following me. Like, can you for the rest of your life get down with a nasty girl?
Is there money involved?
Of course, dude. She's gonna be like your
Oh,
sugar
yeah,
mama.
Yeah,
Yeah, you think you could?
yeah. As long as it's a girl, man. My limit is I would never do something with another man.
I'm
Why,
think-
why are you bringing marriage into this then, man?
That was
Because
my,
that solidifies it. That makes like, hey,
that
dude,
that
if we
was-
divorce,
that-
I'm getting a
that
chunk
was-
of this.
That was my point. Like my
You
point.
know what a prenup is, right?
Yeah, but she doesn't have to sign. You don't have to
No,
sign
that
it.
and that.
If
But
she
see,
got enough money to fucking
That
treat
was-
your ass like a lapdog, she probably has thought about this.
th-
Why you
that
gotta
was
be a realistic? Sean?
that was exactly
This
my
is-
point, though. Because if you
Have
go,
you ever talked to an older woman?
yeah,
my
plenty.
I mean, well,
you man.
I mean,
Oh,
I have my mom's an older woman.
No, man, he means you just took it a whole weird fucking direction.
Oh.
That's not what he meant.
Think about statements like, "I don't play no games no more." Fucking,
Yeah,
I'm an independent.
that sounds like my
Woman.
ex-wife. My ex-wife was like 4 years older than me.
I'm telling you because I used to date.
Condolences.
I used to date. I was like 19 years old, and I dated this 40-year-old, and
That's
she,
a big
she-
age gap.
Yeah,
dude.
she used to. But I'm going to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like, and she wasn't bad looking at all, bro. She was very attractive. My point being is, like, for example, like she bought me shit all the time. She used to buy me shirts. She used to buy me clothes. She used to fucking buy me dinner and shit like that. And I always told her, like, I was like, you do know that I'm not staying here. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to make that clear. And she was like, yeah, I know, but I mean, it's fun for now.
So, like most men today, you just want to be 19 again.
No, that wasn't my point.
Yo, dude, I
Because
think if you were,
if you, because I was gonna say, if you take Sean's approach, where you said, well, I mean, that's why you can just like date the woman or whatever. That defeats the purpose because that's what fucking online dating sites are for. You find somebody, it's just for the moment.
Yes.
You go to dinner and you eventually at some point fuck or whatever, and like that's what that. My point was like the whole marriage thing of getting convincing somebody that has never met you before to just I mean this figuratively speaking, jump on a ship and be like, yeah, I'm gonna marry this guy. See what I'm saying? Like that's a big difference from like I'm on this dating site, I'm gonna meet this chick.
Look, I'm not a trained sociologist, but I'm fairly certain with, let's say, most of these dating things. Let's, Tinder, fucking, eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, whatever the fuck you're doing.
That chick doesn't even look old enough to be on that fucking site.
She just got tiny titties, man. What's wrong with you? You
Anyway,
can see
but
it in
go
the
ahead.
eyes. It's up in the eyes, Freddy. That's where the
I'm
age
saying
is.
because he typed in sugar mama.
yeah.
And normally sugar mamas are older.
Oh, there's all these there's dating apps for sugar mamas apparently. Looking for a sugar mama relationship, how to avoid the scams. So apparently the online way is not the way to go. I think your best bet would be go to like a cougar bar, dude.
Well, here's the thing. He's saying
Where those
he's
at?
not looking for a sugar mama. You're looking for, or is that what you want the sugar mama, but you want her to put a ring on it?
Pretty much.
White sugar mama. You want a white sugar mama?
Fuck no, I don't want anything white.
Bro, man, look at
We've
that.
discussed this, Leo.
It's okay.
We had this conversation billions of times. There's
He's
nothing
got
wrong.
a thing for cocoa butter.
I just keep
there-
trying to. You just keep trying
There's
to convert
nothing
you.
wrong with white women. Nothing at all. It's just it's not my cup of tea. It's really not. And I mean, there's white women that are beautiful. They're fucking beautiful fucking creatures. It's just they do nothing for me.
He just realized that he doesn't actually have any pussy to get right now, so he better fucking like cover them tracks up. Like what I meant to say was, I'm not saying ooh. I'm just saying like not my first choice.
Yeah, pretty much. See,
Yeah.
Sean gets it.
Hey, just go to get Tinder, bro, and adjust that age setting.
Again, that's
Where I was going, man.
fucking-
You
Yeah.
get the metrics right, man. Look, you find some chick in her say mid-30s. You know what I mean? Good job, no kids. You know, doing the whole like
You know what I've been doing
I'm
a lot
just a
lately?
good aunt and all that shit. Boom.
I've been
Boom.
hanging out.
She
at
wants a
fucking-
baby. You want a sugar mama.
I've been
Fair
hanging out at
exchange.
fucking I've been
It's gotten the species this far, man.
I've been hanging out a lot at fucking hospitals for no reason.
Why,
The
dude?
fuck?
What the?
Because I was like,
Should
you
I
know-
be? Should we be worried about you? Dude?
No,
Are you
man.
just-
That's where you find.
Are you
nurses.
gonna be hanging out at cemeteries next late at night?
Next thing you know, he's gonna be pulling chicks' hair and tripping them and shit. Spitballs.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're regressing, Freddy. Regressing.
That's where you find nurses.
That's all okay.
Yeah.
Do you buy them like shitty food at the cafeteria?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's cheap,
Mm.
Yeah.
dude.
And be like, look, bitch.
So what cover story are you working here? Are you just going straight in? It's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I came here specifically to find you.
to find
Yeah.
you.
Exactly.
How's that working for you so far?
Not very well.
You know what you should tell them? Like, hey, I came here.
You know how it's been working out? Right after I said that. Security.
You're going grizzly hunting with a bullhorn, man. Come
You
on now.
You should play on what Sean said. Like, oh, I came here looking for you. I got hit by a car on the way over, but I'm here. I think that'll get him, dude.
Damn it, Leo. Your fucking insufferable optimism is infectious. Infectious.
Shout out to any black woman that might be listening to this.
That was oddly specific, but okay.
If she's a nurse or what?
If she, the gay man. Never mind. What I was about to say was gonna be 10 times more fucked up. Yeah, no, never mind. But yeah, my point was the whole married thing. Getting somebody to like, yeah, I'm gonna marry this person. Fuck it, and we moving along.
You know what, man? There is something, as Leo pointed out, man. There are a lot of arranged marriages that seem to work. It's almost like we were having a conversation before we got on the podcast about, say, the younger generation not quite having a context for how to go through their life. They just kind of trip through it. They get all bored with shit because they don't understand the possibilities of existence.
Another question, because like this is something that I do wanna
Okay.
explore real quick since we're on the subject. I mean, we're all old enough here to where we did our fair share of dating growing up, right? Because we're kind of sort of grown adults to an extent. Like, what did y'all find better or easier? Finding a date and a person like out in the physical world, or the virtual dating space?
Both.
Explain both.
Like when I'm lazy and I just like don't want to put in an effort to get like a booty call, I would just go on the app, like on the.
So
apps.
what was the different experience from actually? What's the word from actually? I don't want to say.
I've built more relationships, meeting women face to face, than I have meeting women on the internet.
That's where I was going with.
Like, yeah, like if it's a booty call, I'm more likely gonna get lucky on the dating app versus like real life. And then
Why do you think that is?
because in real life, like it's not.
Are you a different person?
No, no. You just have to like fight. Like if you go out, I'm not sure when the last time you went out to go meet someone at a bar,
Long time.
but I mean, I'm not sure if it's changed, but from what it is right now, like the way it is right now, you have to like fight for these women's attention.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole bunch of guys.
Because back
competing
then
with you.
it was
Oh, okay, you're
there.
not saying going to a bar to specifically meet them. You're talking about going to a bar
Yeah.
trying to meet.
trying to get a one night stand.
Right.
Like you.
See, and the
And then
thing
you have
is
to
that
put out
back
money
in my
for
day,
drinks, and it's
no, but see, like back in my day, man, that's the way shit worked. Like
yeah.
I used to, and for the people that know me, I'm not the most attractive motherfucker in the world, if attractive at all, right? But I used to go out to a bar, and that's the way it would work. I would go out to a bar. You would scope out for the first hour or two to see who was with who, and then who you figure out who's alone, and then you would go in for the catch, right? So what I mean is, the way it would work is you would go, and you would approach this woman, you would buy her a drink through conversation, you would entice her, right? If you weren't an asshole, and I mean, like I said, that's the way it worked for me. If you weren't an asshole, whatever. And then you would, if you got lucky, you would end up leaving, or at best you would end up leaving with her, or second best you would get the number, and there was a second and a third date,
Yeah.
and then eventually you would get.
That's where I was gonna go. Look, I have never had luck with one night stands. Like even the ones that like got like right.
What
up
do you
to,
mean luck with one night stands?
Like it's
Explain
never
luck with one night stands.
luck in the sense of like oh, this is just a perfectly normal, healthy exchange between two people. Like it's always
but
there's always
I
weird
understood
shit.
that has never happened for you. Like you've
no,
never had
I-
a one night stand.
I've had one night stands go right up to the point where like, oh, this is gonna happen, and then shit just gets weird. And
So
it's
then
like,
you've
no,
never
I'm good.
had-
I'm out.
So then you've never had a one night stand.
No.
I think maybe
Shit.
I think that
But
counts
what
as
I
like
what I was gonna say is what I
75%.
had.
It just never completed. Like
No,
that.
then it doesn't count.
I mean, because technically you
Well,
took
like-
you took her home, right? Or you?
It was usually
No.
it was like I've been like back to a woman's place, and then
Oh.
like shit got like fucking.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can smell the cat shit coming out of her bathroom or some weird shit. Just like
Yeah.
there's
That's
always.
what I mean. Like he was like the one that like he brought her home, or he went over there.
No, I never took anyone back to my place.
You never took anyone back to your place.
No.
But it was like a 75% completion. Like the act of like getting her comfortable enough to go with you somewhere was completed.
But it still
It just
doesn't
never-
count.
But that's like the hardest part. It's like getting like
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, man. Like even like because I've talked to plenty of people that
Yeah.
like in their younger years were like running around and like hooking up and shit, and like they're like, man, you have a few of these and it's always weird, blah blah, this and that. It was like, dude, it was weird before we got there, man. Like I figured that shit out real quick. It's like this is not like I've met plenty
You
of.
know why I'm asking this is because the place where I fucked the most people,
where
and you would figure I'd be ashamed of it, but no, it's because it's what we were talking.
At
We're
the
talking
hospital?
about. No, man, fuck no. I
Metropolis.
wish. Second, that was second. But the number one, bro. Y'all remember Graham Central Station?
I was in here whenever that was.
That was the.
Lots of dark hallways.
That was the whole. That was the
was that
whole.
the one you were talking about? That
Yeah.
had the different dance
Yeah.
floors.
That was the whole palace.
Yeah.
If you went to Graham's on a Thursday night and you didn't fuck somebody, there was something wrong with you. Not with them,
Yeah.
but with you.
But
no,
that's
there's
like
probably something wrong with them too, man.
No.
But that's like how Graham Central Station.
Or you didn't try is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you when you were explaining that bar, you were saying that it had all these different dance floors, so it brought a mix of all these different people.
Mhm.
That's kind of like the way the internet and dating apps are. You just have a bigger scope of people, so that's why you're able to land.
But see, the problem that I've had
Yeah.
with like dating sites.
also, you have to know that you're gonna get a lot of no's, but you just
No,
keep,
well, I'm not even worried about that.
it's a numbers game.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
I'm not.
let's ask the important question right here, because you're the one taking it all the way to marriage with this shit. What percentage would you lay it on of one night stands that you had where you looked at the other person all the way through the experience and went, oh, they're pretty cool. Like, I might want to see this person again. I might want to fucking maybe try to form a relationship with this person. Because what I'm saying is that, and granted, I was a filthy drunk and a drug addict when I was running around doing this kind of shit. So like,
Well, it goes back to what cameraman was saying over there. Like, okay, so this was my thing, and he hit it like spot on. Like, if I was looking for a relationship, like 95% of the time, without exaggeration, it happened with somebody that I met for the first time in an interaction face to face.
Right.
It was either through a mutual acquaintance at a public place or a run-in or something like that. When it was a one-night stand, when it was like sex or whatever, it happened. Bro, I fucked a shitload of people in the MySpace days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I was going. That's where I was going with it. My thing is that with the dating site, my biggest problem is, and we've already got it out the way. I'm not saying I've never fucked somebody like from that I met online, but what I'm saying is, like, my biggest problem with that is that I'm a very, what do you call it? Paranoid. I can't think of a better word. Paranoid person about it. Cause like when you meet somebody online, I'm gonna tell you, like I told my friend that tried to talk me into joining a dating site. I was like, bro, how do you know that the person that you're looking at in the picture is really the person that you're talking to?
Yeah.
His reply was like, well, yeah, man, look, there's 6 pictures. All these pictures are her. No, stupid. How do you know that those 6 pictures is really her? How do you not know that on the other end of that computer and that keyboard is not a 60-year-old bald man in his underwear and you're just his fucking wet dream? And the fact of the matter is that you don't know that until you decide to take the bold step
I mean, you
of
kind
like
of
meeting that person in person.
well, you kind of like sense it. Like when you meet someone
No,
through the dating app,
dude.
if they don't want to meet you within the first 2 days of messaging you, because that's usually when it goes down. Like if they messaged you or they like swiped on you, like they want to meet you, but like it's ASAP, you know. So you get a notification.
That never happened to me.
Well, this is with
Nobody ever wanted to meet me like ASAP.
well, if they
It
send
took
you
like fucking weeks or whatever.
to meet to like message and then
And
to
then
arrange a
meet.
meeting.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're.
But
maybe
but you know why?
Yeah, maybe you were approaching it like the same way as like talking to someone that you met face to face. You know.
No, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because from the start, like online, from the start, I would tell them, and we've had this conversation.
Mhm.
Like from the start, I would tell them, I was like, hey, look, this is what it is. This is how it is. This is how it's gonna be. You want to move forward with it. And for the people that would say yes, then we would move forth. But by moving forth, I'm not saying we would move forth to fucking within 3 days. I mean, like, we would continue talking, and then eventually, when we would feel comfortable, like, we'd be like, hey, can we meet like at a fucking Burger King or whatever? Because I don't know if y'all want to share your experiences if you've ever been through it, but I've been catfished one time before, and that shit was like crazy. I mean, not that it was crazy. Like, I didn't go expecting to meet a woman and I met a dude. It wasn't nothing like that.
Did you tell that story on the podcast?
I think so. The chick from Burger King.
Yeah.
That didn't.
You showed up, finished your burger, and took off.
Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? And you know,
that's what you get when you arrange to meet at a Burger King.
Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck was I supposed to meet her at a Starbucks?
Or something, bro. Come
Look,
on.
let's be honest though, man. You go on this shit, man. Everybody's using fucking, all these women are using fucking filters.
Yeah.
I'd say a good 75%. Is that a good number? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
And I'll be
if
honest,
not-
some of them are pretty good at using the filters. You got to look at the lines around the eyes, like I said.
Yeah, and if not, all of them are wearing makeup.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, man, 9 times out of 10, you find one that's not wearing lipstick, and it's like, fuck it, just for giggles.
Yeah.
Throw some variety in there for once.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, you've got all this. It doesn't play well with the way that we naturally flirt with each other. Like, because I mean,
What do you mean?
well, all right. female tactic, the visual, you know what I mean? Accentuate the lines that get the fucking attention, right? And then, but what do? We're not there. We can't lift anything. We can't, I mean, you got to basically talk them into some shit.
That's
on
what I
some
just
sense-
said. That's what I was explaining.
Right. But you're almost talking them into talking themselves into doing it. I mean, unless they just are in the mindset of like, I want some dick.
And that's what I said.
I don't know.
Well, you're
That's
talking
not-
about the
that's-
dragging out process.
That's not
man.
my approach whenever I would do that. I would just hit them up, ask them like, hey, dude, are you down? Like, get to know them, make them laugh, or send me an LOL. And once it was like solidified that, okay, that she was going to continue talking to me, like, just bring up like, okay, like, do you want to meet? And then like,
Fair enough, man.
yeah.
Look, is a lot of times, man, I think it comes down to the fact that most people have no fucking clue what they're doing. I mean,
think
you find a tactic and it
Yeah.
works for you, man. You know what I mean? But
that is true.
think about this, man. You also have the bias of like, well, this is the tactic that has worked for me on a repeated basis, so this must be a good tactic, and you just kind of ignore the fact that 80% of it is slugging through the fucking, the nose.
Yeah, dude, it's a numbers game. Yeah.
And that sounds fucked up, but it is.
Yeah.
On a certain extent, man. But here's the thing. If that numbers game in real life,
And
like we were talking earlier about
Yeah.
kids not getting out and interacting with each other, so they have no sense of,
It's the same thing. I get you now.
they don't know how to play that verbal game.
You're
You
bringing
know what
it
I mean?
full circle. Yeah.
And think about the way, like, dude, I've had friends that I've had to fucking drag out of places because, some chick fucking turned them down the wrong way. And it's like, fuck, dude, like,
Yeah.
you're not playing this game properly. Granted, she was probably being fucking, a shitty player as well.
Yeah.
But that does not excuse your foul, sir.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll extend that to what? You think maybe 3 female viewers we have at this point?
I think it's probably like
About again, it's a numbers game. It's a goddamn numbers game. Anyway, but look,
If you thought you weren't getting laid from Funniest in the RGV, whoo, look at them podcast numbers. But my point being is like learning to actually enjoy, like some of the funnest flirting experience I've ever had is actually flirting with a woman that knows how to like not just flirt back, but turn down the offer. You know what I mean? You ever heard that John Lennon song, Norwegian Wood?
yeah,
All right, original name of that song was Knowing She Would.
knowing she would.
am I
and
still
the
in the
whole-
frame?
Huh? You're actually in Sean's frame.
Get out of my frame, Freddy. Stay in your lane.
You were perfectly well in your frame, but you just like
He had to accentuate.
we got like a 3 shot.
He
It was
wanted to
pretty
get
cool.
he
It was
wanted to
pretty
get like
cool.
that 2-camera shot.
was pretty
Like,
cool.
don't make me fucking accentuate this.
Double the fun.
It looked like a Scorsese film for a second, where you're like, oh shit.
Oh fuck, Pesci's about to kill somebody. But yeah, that actual enjoyment of the conversation itself around sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's always been a turn off for me. You start talking to a woman about sex and she gets fucking weird about it, either plays like the coy little like, oh gee, I don't know about this, or
I
she
agree-
pulls
I
out the
agree with
vibrators and
you.
the fucking butt plugs and you're like, oh well, put it
I-
down, girl.
Professional.
I agree with you.
A dedicated amateur, Leo.
Oh,
I agree with you, but it
Never
goes back
underestimate the enthusiastic hobbyist.
I agree with
They
you,
will
but it
spend
goes
so
back
much.
to what Leo was saying. Like, you got to make them feel comfortable first.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, I do want to throw that out there. I feel very flattered. This motherfucker just felt free to like throw out and what do you call it? And promote my joke. Thank you, sir. That makes me feel special without
He
a
was
helmet.
listening to me.
Yeah. He actually.
Fucking needy fucking bastard.
How many times have we had this conversation that us comics are attention whores? Damn it. So yeah, man. Thank you.
Tell me what you really think.
Anyway, but
Oh.
the point is that like you have to make them feel comfortable. Like, and again,
Okay.
It
I'll
goes-
throw
it goes
this out.
back
It's
to
a two-way street, man. Because I've run into a lot of chicks that play that whole "you got to respect me" bullshit, and they have
No.
no fucking concept. And don't get me wrong, it's not always that fucking blatant, but like you treat them like the little princess, they're fine. And the second, like fucking, you need that fucking, because it's a fucking, again, it's a game. People don't like to hear that, but it's a game we're playing in the moment to get to the real shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about like, hey, we're about to fuck right here. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
where the end game, that's where the end goal is for this
Yeah.
entire activity, right? So if we can't, fuck, you know what? I think it was Peterson. We were talking about Jordan Peterson earlier. He's got that line about like, if you can't discuss what an act that you're about to perform with somebody, you probably shouldn't be performing that act.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the truer that fucking seems.
Again, it all comes through conversation.
Right.
Again, and
there are a lot of women out there
there
who don't know how to have a conversation.
I reiterate.
There are a lot of men out there that don't know how to have a conversation.
I reiterate my original point as into why and to this day I'm the same way, but in every aspect of the matter. Like that's why I said that with me, and that's why people call me an asshole sometimes, or a lot of the times, because it's easier to come at somebody straight and be like, look, it's like this, and this is what I want. Like that, you don't waste anybody's time. So, like you were saying, if they decide to move from that point forward, then you avoid most of the other bullshit of like, oh well, you didn't say that, or we can't talk about that, or why are you telling me this, or shit like that. You know what I mean? No, bitch. This was talking. This was talked about before,
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. You're not gonna hit me with that bullshit. And if they say no, that's not my thing. It's not the way I get down. You respect that, but at the same time that you're respecting it, you're also walking away because, like we've said before, I'm not gonna waste my time if it's not something. If the feeling is not mutual, like this is where we're going, and if you're like, you know what, because I'm not like that, or you know what I'm saying, I'm not like that no more. I used to suck dick, but just not yours. You know,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I think that's another key to the equation, dude. I think women like that are just way too fucked up.
What do you mean? Explain fucked up and explain
Like
what
maybe
you mean.
have way too many issues that you want to deal with. You know.
That's part of what I'm saying is
Yeah.
we're not. I'm all right. There's this big conversation that's going on around like men are fucking leading purposeless lives and shit like this. You know what I mean? Because we don't
Yeah.
have some overarching ideal to like achieve for, and then you've got the whole thing about single parent households and yada yada, and just culture throwing fucking wrenches into the machine that would be the parenting process.
Yeah.
That's happening for women too. There are a lot of women that grew up never knowing how to have a conversation with like another person, let alone a man they're trying to have,
Yeah.
be romantic with.
Yeah. I guess that's why like it seems like there's issues. Like maybe it's like a daddy issue kind of thing. Like there was no like, you know how what's it called? They say that the relationship you have with your mom, or the way your mom is,
Yeah.
that's like what you look for whenever you like.
And it does translate,
Yeah.
man, because I've seen it repeat itself
Yeah.
like over and over again. I mean, with some exceptions, but I have seen that like I should. Never mind, I can't say it for legal purposes. Once my divorce goes through, I'll say it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever taken that Jordan Peterson personality test?
No.
No. Dude, I think we should do an episode where we have both of you guys.
We're gonna
take
sit
it.
here and write an essay about our lives.
Should I also?
No. It's not an essay. They're interesting questions.
Should I also take my pants off and jerk off while I'm doing it? Why
Hey.
the fuck would I want to do?
A personality test.
And we all
on that?
maintain eye contact the entire time.
Yeah.
No looking down.
Hey, I thought everybody did that. That's not how summer camp's supposed to be.
That's how they told me to play Soggy Biscuit.
Oh.
So you mean I'm the only one that showed up with no draws?
I'm not lying, man. The 1 week I spent at a summer camp, I was disgusting, man. Because I walked.
I never been to summer.
I walked into the shower on the first day, and there was just the nastiest, gnarliest fucking like. I was convinced it was a brown recluse just up in the corner of this fucking shower, just right there, man. Like,
shit.
And I was like, "Nah, I'm good, man. I'll just smell funky for a week."
I'll just have the other kids hate me. It's okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
I'm 10 years old. I don't give a fuck, man. Give a fuck.
yeah. Dude.
My point.
Hey,
If
Freddy.
I had one, what?
I'm gonna pay for you to go to summer camp, dude.
Fuck.
You missed out on an experience, bro.
Fuck.
You have to talk him into shaving the
An
adult
experience.
summer camps. Do
Adult
they have adult
We
summer
should
camps?
totally make an adult summer camp.
You know what, Freddie? We've been going out about this whole money making process all wrong with this joke slang and shit, man.
Bro,
We got to
if-
cater to the rich.
Adult summer camp and with onboard with staff entertainment, you know, dude, you get
That
every
is the
committee.
nicest way you've ever said hookers on this podcast.
Hey man, you get every comedian in the RGV to like come in and be a staffer, you know, and work for tips for these rich people for the adult summer camp.
Okay, you had me at rich people, and then
You just like, you know how they have these festivals.
Mhm.
You just have a big festival, a summer camp, out in the middle of the woods in like an old like abandoned like.
you lost me at woods.
Bro, it has to be out in nature, dude.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's part of the camp experience,
Nah.
dude. You get a handy over by the lake
I can't do it.
to the
bro.
crickets.
You get a handy with a
Oh,
shandy.
I literally said he was gonna say crookeds. I was
No.
like, wait, I need a hand job from another crooked motherfucker too.
No. You to the sound of crickets, dude. To the moonlight sound of crickets over by the lake.
I should have just stuck to dating fucking crippled people.
And I think on that note, we should go ahead and wrap this motherfucker up.
Word.
Anything?
Damn, we hit an hour that quick.
Yeah, well, an hour and 13 now.
Holy fuck. Okay.
12 and 14, never 13, Leo. So, if you watched through this episode, I'm assuming you saw the first half. Thanks again to Jake Yarbrough, Eddie Guizar. You can find them at Jake is Funny and Razzie Ooj. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. You just flip his name backwards. What do we have coming up?
I have no fucking idea. What do we have coming up?
Fuck, I don't know. We're going to have some guests on this motherfucker pretty soon. We're going to start booking that shit. We were trying to get this. Some of y'all are listening to the audio version of this podcast. And by the way, if you listen on RGV Titan Radio, thank you for tuning in the early morning. We might be changing the time schedule on that just a little bit, but we will, notify
Keep you
y'all.
posted.
Yeah. I know some of y'all. I want to believe that one of y'all is driving to work in the morning with
shout out-
inspiration.
Shout out to, oh my god, I don't want to fuck up his name. I'm so sorry.
Fred and Sevi.
Yes. Shout out to Sevi, actually. He came out to my show
Oh, yeah.
in San Antonio, man. Sevi, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. He actually took pictures of me. I don't know why he would do that. It made me feel awkward at the beginning. I was like, should I pull my pants up? No, that didn't happen. I'm kidding. I don't want to scare the 3 people that are listening. No, but thank you for coming out to my show, man. That shit was dope. Again, shout out to Marsha and Q in San Antonio that put me on that Jokester show. It was an awesome fucking crowd. I'll be glad to be back. It was the shit, man. So I'm working on getting out to Corpus and Laredo. Laredo seems a little bit more promising. I'm still working on it. If I do hit up Laredo, I think it'll be sometime in August. Corpus, I have no idea. I'm still working on it. But yeah, that is sometime in the near future. If any bookers are listening or watching this shit, I can now do 30-minute features. Get at your boy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look what I can do.
Exactly. Again, I'm an attention whore.
We'll let them know where to find you on social media, man.
Oh yeah, that would be a good fucking idea.
Give them a contact.
Y'all can find me everywhere across the board. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Freddy G.
You can find me doing odd hosting and guest spots wherever your local RGV comedy is sold, and any out of town venues I can convince to hand me a microphone. If you'd like to find me on social media, you can go to hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as Hatfield Standup on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to find the audio version of this podcast, you can go to shoutengine.com/bouncing brains, listening to new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 to 9 a.m. on rgvtitanradio.com. You can also find us on the Stitcher and Google Music Play apps. If you'd like to watch the video version of this podcast that we've put all this effort into with these multi-cameras and bringing poor old Leo in here from the orphanage, you can go to YouTube, search for Bouncing Brains. We don't have that custom URL yet, so by all means, subscribe, like, share, do whatever, show it to your grandma. We got some clean bits, I think. We may have avoided saying fuck for about a minute or two.
Yeah,
If not,
something
Freddy's looking for a sugar mama.
Oh my god. No, definitely do not fucking. Unless you're black. Anyway, go ahead. Good night.
Good night. Good luck.